have you probably played Possum Kingdom on stage?
Oh, it's
So
uncountable. But you know, it's different every time because it's just a different situation. You got different people in front of you, different size venues, and at the end of the day, whenever you see people happy and jumping around, it's just like, that's why we do this. Cool.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. When their faces beam up and just light and they start singing the song. Like the other night, we were watching some kids. Clark made the observation that they were closing their eyes and just singing the song along, like loud as hell.
Young kids?
I believe so. I mean, young to me, but then again, you know. But I mean, it was just they loved the song. It meant something to them, and here were the people singing it in front of them.
Yeah.
You know, and playing.
That's pretty cool. So they had their eyes closed; they're almost in a different place, just kind of feeling.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard to be kind of hardcore about that. It's really nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool.
So as a band who was kind of put through the ringer by their record company back in the early 2000s, and kind of disbanded the band because of what a record company did to you. These guys are now playing out locally, let's say in St. Louis. What advice would you give them? Like what you suffered, your band suffered because of the business. What would you tell these new guys coming up?
Oh, geez. Well, it's kind of a different game these days than it was when we were on the tail end of that old school record paradigm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where you have a record company that gives you an advance, and then you're on the hook for 7 records, and that's the end. And you're lucky to get it. Things are just different now. But I guess you said years ago, Donnie said to some kid, who asked him that, like, you got to get out of town. You got to go places that you're not familiar with and not comfortable with, and you got to go get in front of people who don't care. They just don't care, and you have to make them care. And then, as far as the business side of it, you got to learn how to read a contract. You got to learn how to keep your money. Yeah. And you got to just learn all this stuff.
Yeah. All a kid wants to do is play rock and roll on stage and make money doing it. And there are people out there, there are sharks out there, to take advantage. And do you think you had it harder, or the kids nowadays have it harder?
Oh, I think artists are just going to get screwed forever. That's just all there is to it.
Mm-hmm. They just figured out a different way to screw.
Oh,
them,
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a time when, hey, we got a record deal in front of us. That was the end all be all. That was the start of woohoo. But now it's like, no, like you said, we got to pay that money back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, but these days, like when we were coming up and all of that, in different bands and stuff, we had to go out and bust our ass to go play and tour, and to go far out for people to see us. Now, if there's someone that has that talent, they can put it online, someone will see it. They don't have to bust their ass so hard. They can go into a cheaper studio. They can make a record.
Put it on YouTube, put it on SoundCloud.
They can put it on SoundCloud, and people will be interested, hopefully, maybe, So they're still going to get screwed one way or another.
But you still got to stand out. You still got to get noticed.
Yeah.
So.
But getting it out there for people, they do have it far easier, which is good. It's fantastic. Someone that writes something that's amazing, they can get it out there immediately for other people to hear.
And like you said, just the right person needs to hear it.
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes they won't. And everyone thinks that their song is fantastic, but they have to go out, like Vaden just said, put it in front of people.
Well, guys, have fun today. I know a lot of people out there are really excited to see you guys.
Super excited.
Vaden and Donnie from the Toadies, thank you very much.
It's 105.7 The Point, Donnie Fandango backstage, way back Point Fest, Goldfinger, and we got everybody. How you guys doing?
Band.
It's great to have you.
Woo! Thanks for having us.
Well, and welcome back to St. Louis. I know specifically people were absolutely stoked to see you guys and have you guys back here. And, our buddy Moon is waving that Goldfinger flag when you guys aren't here, man.
Moon rules.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've known Moon way before Moon.
Thanks, buddy.
He's a really good man and an incredible musician, and it's an honor to have him in the band with us. Really, really incredible.
Thanks,
and I say this, and we're going to do this. We're going to make him feel uncomfortable. We're going to talk about him right in front of him, all right? But you have access to probably thousands of musicians. Moon, we see what Moon does with Greek Fire and things. What was it about him that wanted you know, you wanted to bring him into Goldfinger. Obviously, he can do a lot of stuff, so I would assume that. He's a good-looking dude. There's that, too.
The first conversation I think I ever had with Moon was, would you make out with Sting? And his answer was, of course, yes,
Yeah,
of course.
in an instant.
Yeah. So,
Can I get an autograph, too?
And we both were in agreement that we would both jerk him off. And that was actually what we were talking
That
about.
actually is
It wasn't
true.
about making out.
Yeah.
It's about...
Yeah, you had the poster above, and I was like, that's my dude, man. Him and Garth
And you
Brooks.
slept in the studio and wanked every night to
well,
Sting.
yeah, I didn't even tell you that. How did you know that?
My camera, I had my camera on you.
Man.
So I was wanking to you, wanking to him.
One question that I have is, you know, we see you guys do these little pockets of tours here and there, and I know you guys all have day jobs in which that you do with other bands and producing and things, but why don't you guys do more? It seems like when you do, people are freaking pumped when you're playing shows and putting out a record. Is it just a matter of timing, I would assume, with all of the other projects that you have going on?
Well, I mean, look, there is a bunch of factors, including my knees are not 18 years old anymore. And we all of us, I mean, I'm probably the oldest guy in the band. I mean, our boy Nick Gross here on drums is our youngest member who's got
16.
very healthy knees, but only one testicle. And that's okay, though.
Yeah,
It's a big testicle.
It's hard. It's large and in charge.
Hey, that's good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's just good that you make use of whatever it is that you have.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I'm
true.
saying?
It's true. It gets the job done.
And that's all that matters.
He's about to have a baby, so it works perfectly well.
work.
Yeah, it worked great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know, yesterday I was mowing the lawn, listening to The Knife. What a freaking great record. What an absolutely amazing record. How long did it take you guys to put that together? And when will we hear any more new music from Goldfinger?
It's a great question. I mean, look, that record was 10 years since Hello Destiny, 8 years, maybe 8 years since then. So I had written a bunch of songs that I knew I write for a lot of other groups, and I knew that these songs specifically would not work for these other artists I was producing, and I kind of held them in my back pocket. And then in the end, I kind of wrote maybe 7 songs.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hi,
I agree.
Moon.
I'm having a good morning. Are you having a good morning?
Oh, yeah.
Scott, I look to you. Are you having a good morning?
My morning's totes adorbs.
Rafe, I already know you're not having your best morning.
It's not my best day, but I will rally.
You sound, and you said it before.
Optimus Prime.
Welcome. Welcome to the Rizzuto Show.
Autobots,
Unite.
unite against the Decepticons.
Welcome to the Rizzuto Show, Optimus Prime. What's that guy's name?
Starset.
No. There's like the actor's name is like a super famous guy. He did.
He did all of them, though.
Yeah, a lot of different commercials. Optimus, not the GoBots, but he did a lot of the Transformers.
Did he do the voice also? Was Optimus Prime also the scream caller voice?
Oh, that might.
Really?
Because-
Peter Cullen?
That's some. Good,
I don't know.
Good trivia.
Peter Cullen,
Like
people to
Ghostface.
scare him?
Find that out. Find that out.
Cute pun.
Thank you.
But is he Ghostface?
So what's going on, dude? Like you said, you went home yesterday. You weren't feeling good just because 2 weeks of burning it at both ends, really. And then yesterday, you said you went home and napped.
I tried to watch Dune 2 with Tina, and I made it through the first 15 and woke up for the last 15.
Oh, man.
And?
Great. Opening credits, closing credits were great.
Great beginning and end.
What are they doing was what I was asking her.
How you doing?
How you
Then
doing?
I was up for like an hour, and then I just went and passed out.
Yeah, good for you.
That's good, man.
I also napped yesterday.
My body is fighting.
I never napped. Do you guys nap?
I try.
Yeah.
I'm not great at
I
it.
like naps.
I'm getting worse.
I love to sleep, but people are always like, "Oh, you get up at 3:30. Like, what do you do?" I'm like, "I don't nap, dude. Like, I'll hold it until I go to bed at 8:30.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's nice. I can't do that.
Yeah, I gotta go. I mean, I'm out. I do my Z-Quil. I'm out. And
Yeah,
last
you
night,
have a routine.
I do have a very strict routine. No caffeine after noon. I don't eat past 7, which last night I broke that rule because went out to a new restaurant.
Oh yeah, new restaurant.
New restaurant.
What is this place called?
I believe it's called Amrit.
Amrit.
Amrit. AMRUT. It's in Chesterfield Valley.
What is that?
It's fusions. It's Indian fusions. And so, dude, and they have a very extensive menu and many vegetarian options if you're into that. Had these wings, but they're cauliflower wings. And there was it was dragon sauce. And
Whoa.
boy, did I pay for that. So this morning. And so had that, and then I had an Indian dish that had these waffles that had sliced up, shredded vegetables inside the waffles, and then had this like delicious peanut dip.
It sounds great. I'm looking at the menu. There's I see the chicken tikka masala, lamb brisket, royal apricot delight, and then we get into all the things that make you
Oh, dude, bad news bears.
It's actually
this
priced
morning.
pretty nice. I thought this was going to be,
piri piri chicken.
It's really great.
yeah.
Biryani, and anytime a lot of Y's start getting into the vocabulary of the into the spelling of the food, it's just lots of that.
Well, and you know what? This is where the old Walnut Grill was by Chesterfield Airport.
Oh, no
Road.
kidding. Okay,
Yeah,
so right in smack middle of the valley.
Yeah.
right in the valley. Yep,
Amrit.
Amrit, and they have a really cool vibe in there. It's just really pretty and great date night, or if you just want
Yummy.
to go eat alone, whatever you want.
Cool. I
I'm
hope
gonna try it.
I hope it does well. What's the plan, Rafe? What do you got coming up? Don't you have a big weekend?
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of. I mean, we got Point Fest this weekend, right?
Yeah, you better get healthy.
Yeah. I don't know what I have to do there, but crowd surf. And I'm at Vice's Friday for some stand up, so I got to rally.
Yeah, you do.
I'm pumping everything in. I'm pumping tea. I'm pumping. My throat is just shredded. I don't know what's going on. I can't stop hacking. I'm just getting old.
Nasty. Bummer, man. Sorry.
I'll
Sorry
bounce
you-
back.
Sorry you don't feel well. Glad you're here, though.
Yeah.
Glad
You-
you're here because I want to know. I think I've talked to Scott about this, and we've talked about this on the show. What season is this right now?
Spring.
Well, I mean like graduation season and all
Oh,
that. So
okay.
we're like, we're thinking about the walks and all the pretty cool stuff that comes with the graduations. And what are the
Right.
kids thinking about right now? What are the seniors in particular thinking
Summer
about?
romance.
No, before that, we're
Yeah.
talking senior pranks here, guys.
Oh, it's that
Oh,
time.
It is senior prank
the
season.
fun stuff.
You know what? No, I don't know if people are thinking about that because you know what? We live in this PC world where kids can't be pranking because everybody gets their panties in a big old wad.
You sound like a senior pranker. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I was getting pranked. I was talking to my mom's neighbor Pete at the airport on Sunday. We're all on the same flight home, and he told this iconic story about how his son, who just graduated a year or so ago, would get that teepeed all the time. And so he and another dad staked out in the bushes with a bunch of water balloons and a hunting dog. And they had a Bluetooth speaker that was hooked up to like a air raid alarm. And so Pete and his buddy, are decked out in camouflage. They kept getting teepeed like every night. So Pete was over it. He hunkers down into the bush with his other dad friend, and then here rolls through, two cars of girls and guys that are going to get this. It's their friend, so it's not like they were being bullies or
Right,
anything
right.
to this kid. But Pete sounds the alarm. They send the dog. They start throwing tons of water balloons at these kids. They took eggs, threw them in the car. I mean,
Wow.
so parents are on one. They're not taking any crap.
Yeah, man. When Scott lived with me, one of our neighbors got the old senior TP job, and it was a spectacular TP job.
bet it was.
But it didn't stop there. They threw paint all over the driveway.
Yeah.
All over. Did it make the front of the house? I don't remember if it.
They had a paintball gun for the front of the house.
Oh yeah, so paintball gun, the actual house, but there
Yeah.
was like stripes of paint thrown across the driveway.
I think might have got on a car too or something.
Yeah, and then there was it was like flour and oats or
Yeah,
something.
something to kill the grass.
Yeah, there was some weird food stuffs covering the car,
Probably
covering the lawn.
Potatoes. Flaky potatoes. You ever seen
Could
that?
have been. No, what do you mean? What,
Kids
that do?
kids take powdered potatoes, like mashed potatoes in a box that you mix,
oh no!
and they put it all over the yard, and then when you wake up, you've been mashed potatoed
because it gets wet.
because it gets wet with the dew or the rain, like tonight.
Mashed potatoed.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Follow me for more tips.
Yeah, jeez, that's a good idea, dude. I remember when we were seniors. This is I graduated in '99, and I remember hearing from my friends' parents, no less, about the senior pranks that they would do at their school, like back in the '60s and whatever. And they were incredible. They weren't vandalism, first of all. Ours, like right in the '90s, it kind of turned towards vandalism,
Yeah.
and then it got real bad apparently in the 2000s. But theirs were like creative. My dad knew a class that put together. They took apart a Volkswagen Bug and put it back together on the roof of the school.
Amazing.
Like they put like the chassis and all.
That's
like
ridiculous.
they put a
That's
car
a dream.
on a roof.
yeah.
And then I think it was my high school girlfriend's mother's class, maybe. They did, let's say it was 63 or something. They put 63 tires around the flagpole. Can you imagine being a principal showing up that day and
Right.
you've got a stack of 63 tires going up the flagpole? Like, how do you get those off? How did they get them on? Like, that's a brilliant one.
Yeah, that's really
creative.
awesome.
That's like, you got to think about that for months. You got to acquire 63 tires. Like, that is some clever stuff.
I
I also like the one with where it might be rabbits or rats or something like that, where they'll put the numbers on, or it's like 1, 2,
4.
and 4, and then they just keep trying to find 3, and it's not in there. That's an old classic, but it's a good one.
Yeah,
That is good.
that's a classic country school where they
Yeah.
like, people do it with sheep or something. You guys do anything crazy?
No, I don't remember anything like that. I mean, we would soap cars, we would egg houses, we would, that was like grade school stuff. That was 90s pranks. Forking, where you put the forks in the yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what does that do? Just
Just
annoying to pick them up?
Yeah. It's annoying to prank and to pick up. Yeah, that was kind of a
That one was a chore.
It was.
I never did that one.
We used to go soap cars at, there was this bar called 212 in West Frankfort, Illinois. I don't know if it's still there, right on drag of Main Street. And my girlfriend's mom would take like a carload of fourth graders and we'd go soap cars at the bar. And
What?
one time there was a drunk guy like passed out in his car. And I very much remember it. I could see it in my head. I'm like, I don't think we should be soaping this guy. Out of everybody's cars here, not this guy's. He's going to need all the visuals out of his windshield that he can get.
What is soaping cars? I don't like.
So you take a bar of soap and you just you soap them. You just
no
streak them all
Soap the
over. You can
windows.
write things
Oh.
with soap and whatnot.
Right now, somebody's like, "That's who did that."
I know.
Wow, that's an interesting one. That's why you use the soap to like write to class of 24 and that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you can
Soaping
wash it
cars
off.
with a gang of fourth graders. Wow.
We were savage as hell
Yeah.
in '94.
Yeah,
Get on
that's-
there. SCOTT.
You guys do anything crazy?
All of those things sound familiar. We soaped, we TP'd, we forked. I watched my high school football coach. He didn't want to pull all the forks out, so he just got his lawnmower out and ran over all of them.
Oh, that'll show him.
This guy was nuts, dude. This guy was,
Wow.
He was your quintessential football coach. Highly irritable. Just got on his riding lawnmower and just mowed them all down in the
That's
They're
not bad.
probably still in that yard. They're probably under the ground.
Rich Williams.
Right on.
We had a
God
couple,
bless you.
We had a couple kids go cheapy and just do like the smoke bombs in the stairwells. Somebody put motor oil or something in one of the hallways. I remember that was
Yeah,
obnoxious. That's
we
just
did.
that's just
Yeah, our school was small enough where the staff would prank students. So we had one kid that the principal brought in there, and they had a secret camera, and they were filming it, and they pretended that they found marijuana in his locker. And it was like a senior year, so he's about to graduate, and they're like, "You're gonna miss out." And they did this whole thing. He started crying. They showed it, and then it was hilarious. We thought it was so funny. Now looking back, like, how could they ever get away with
that's brutal.
doing it? Yeah, but the principal was in on it. Everybody, they're
This
all
kid was crying.
yeah. But he's kind of the class clown too, so it was a fact they got him.
Oh my God.
But now he's a bad A military guy, so I think they won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, Lern, I believe you have an absolute favorite instrument, don't you? It's the bagpipes. Don't you love the
yeah.
bagpipes?
Yeah, tell me about it. No, I'm Irish as hell and I can't stand a bagpipe.
What?
Well,
You don't like
Scottish.
music?
Right?
Are they Scott? I don't like it.
You don't
Yeah.
like music?
I don't like the Dropkick Murphys is a band that I wish I could love. And I used to work at an Irish pub, and every St. Patrick's Day we would just have Dropkick Murphys playing as loud as we could, and I just could not get behind it. And I
Can't do it.
I just can't. I don't know what my problem is. Like even AC/DC, there's only one way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's a kick-ass song. Can't stand it.
Well, as you mentioned, security is tight and everything's really PC in schools in the country. It makes senior pranks a pretty big challenge, but apparently a bagpipe player isn't suspicious enough to get stopped at the door. Students at a high school in Illinois pulled a senior prank on the principal, Mr. Robinson, or maybe it's Robeson, last week by hiring a bagpiper named Scott. Of course,
Hey!
Scott Whitman to follow him around. He serenaded Mr. Robeson through the halls for 60 minutes. Check this out.
Yeah.
He's trying to talk. He's trying to do his job.
That is awesome.
Here's the funny thing. The students admitted that the bagpiper was actually their plan B after they initially tried to hire a mariachi band, but it was out of their price range. Scott said that he's done a lot of funerals, he's done a lot of weddings, he's done some birthdays, but that was his first senior prank. The students loved it. It turned out even better than the mariachi band would have been, definitely. Because, I mean, can you imagine just a continuous 60? I like a nice little bagpipe thing for 2.5 minutes. You know, that scene in Tommy
Especially-
Boy, it connected me to the bagpipes. It's an emotional scene right
Yeah.
after Big Tom passes.
Yeah, you got to do Amazing Grace. There's got to be fog on the ground. You see the bagpiper walk up to the funeral or the burial, and it's amazing.
This principal was he was a good sport about it. He even praised the kids for coming up with something that was awesome and creative, that wasn't destructive to the school and didn't create a mess for any custodians to clean up. So that is
Awesome.
That's an idea.
That's an idea, all right.
I got a total hodgepodge of just a bunch of random stuff that I found that I kind of want to just jump around if you guys are down
Do
with it.
Yeah.
This came to my attention just a few days ago because my son came downstairs and he was wearing my socks, and the first thing he said was, "These things are so gross. How do you wear socks like this?" And I didn't know what he meant. I didn't know if he meant like the thicker sock, I didn't know. And he's like, ankle socks. He thought ankle socks were gross. He was making fun of me.
Yeah.
And sure enough, this is what I read. The latest buzz on social media says that Gen Z officially has killed the ankle sock.
It's hilarious.
To prove it, a TikToker says that if you go to the gym and you see a ton of millennials wearing ankle socks, you'll see a ton of millennials wearing ankle socks, but not a single person under 30. Gen Z prefers crew socks, a little bit further mid-calf, which means grandpa is cool again, because those
All
are...
right.
Well, this
Like a
has
tube
been
sock?
Those are my
this
dad's
has been a
socks.
big deal. I got a lot of females in the family, and they've been talking about this for about 2 years now, where they have to get rid of all their socks. They have to get these, and it's a serious ordeal.
You know what? I got patted down whenever I was coming home on Sunday, Denver airport. I had my compression socks on, and they were like, "Lady, you need to get out of the X-ray." And they had to pat me down because my socks were so thick, but they were like the grandpa tube socks, or had them, cinched up past my calf.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like bunched up, looking like Kelly Kapowski?
No.
Like those remember those cheerleader socks?
Now,
that
these
were
are
like-
kind
Right,
of
the
remember the
Hooters
'90s where the crew it is a little higher. It's basically an ankle sock, but slightly higher, and an annoying range. It's not a cool range.
Right.
So this is gonna be one of those things where people like it right now, and then in a year from now, they're gonna be like, "These are dumb. I like ankle socks where you can't see it."
You know, when Dazed and Confused, the Parker Posey's character and Joey Lauren Adams, they were like the popular hot girls in the 70s, and they would wear tube socks that were stretched up in like cute little shorts. Every time I would buy those types of socks, they would never stay up. So I don't know how grandpas and hot girls in the 70s made their socks stay up like that.
You got to
because-
get the high quality ones.
Really?
Oh yeah, you talking about with the stripes on the
Yeah.
top, like the two stripes?
Yeah,
Never
you
stayed
got to
up,
have.
always would fall.
Yeah.
Yo, I rocked those about a year and a half too long because I still remember Mike. I'm not going to say his last name because it makes it really easy here in this area. Mike at Long Elementary made fun of my socks on the school bus.
Right.
He was like, "What are you doing, dude? Nobody wears socks up to their knees anymore, man." And it crushed me. Still crushed me. Now we talk about being old here, but like I don't, we're not old. We're like in the
We're mid.
we're in the middle. We're like caught in this no man's land where we're not sure. We definitely can't wear our old Jinkos, but we can celebrate that our kids might be wearing our Jinkos and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of different subtle moments that are going around that make people think, quote, "I'm old now," and here's some of the best ones that I
Okay.
found. Caught myself saying something was badass. Guilty. I say that every day.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's an old thing now. I started thinking policemen that look too young to be. I'm sorry. I started thinking that policemen look too young to be in charge of anything.
Yeah, that's a weird thing when you get older and people are like your doctors and the police officers are younger than you and you have no authority. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
my life is in the hands of children.
Yeah, whenever a really old baseball player is like, "Dude, you got to retire," then you realize he's the same age as you, and you're like, "Oh."
This guy says, "I have an app for identifying bird calls." I don't have a bird call one, but I
Tim
do.
has that.
Oh, he does?
Oh, yeah.
I do have one that identifies like insects and flowers.
He goes birding.
I want an app that does bird calls.
He goes
That'd be fun
birding?
to talk with him.
Yeah, Tim will hear something
awesome.
outside and then and he records it and then it's a whatever it is. I can't even name a bird. It's a finch. I have no clue. I have no interest in birding. I love birds.
It's a natural progression. Birds, plants, weather. Death.
Yep.
Weather's
Word
last.
period.
Weather's last.
Weather's last. Here's one that says, I started sympathizing with the parents in teen movies.
Oh, never.
Never. Oh, I'm there, dude.
Don't you feel
Some of these kids they're awful. We'll go back and watch some of those old.
I love
those,
the dad from Footloose.
Go back and watch the 80s movies where like the kids are just like screaming at their parents at the dinner table and everything. You're just like, wow, man.
I don't know if I'll ever have that because I don't have kids. So and I kind of feel perpetually 18 on the inside. And I talk to a lot of people in their 70s. I go, do you still feel like you're 25? And they're like, oh, yeah. Like on the inside, we're always young.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't have kids, you don't really, I'll never feel like a parent. So, yeah, I'll always be on the side of the kids in those movies.
Here's one that I think we can all get behind. I hate unnecessary noise. I love my silence.
That's hilarious.
I love my silence. Here's one that says, I'm almost always tired, not sleepy tired, more like feeling thin tired. Next one is, I got excited about buying a steam mop.
Oh, for real. Yeah.
That's our household. I was chatting with someone and they compared me to their mother.
Nice.
I consider 9 p.m. a reasonable time to say, well, it's about time to hit the hay.
Hell yeah.
Also, merely saying hit the hay, which is definitely
Yeah,
a Rizz thing.
Yeah.
That's old people.
I have no idea who most of the celebrities mentioned on social media are. We talked about that last week, and that is definitely starting to hit. I had 2 doctor's appointments on the same day. Yeah, but that's because we're smart. We're just putting them all together. Younger coworkers call the clothes I used to wear in high school vintage.
Yeah.
When I realized some of my coworkers weren't even alive when 9/11 happened. And then the next one is, the last one was, I say when I was your age, unironically. And you
That's
catch yourself
funny.
doing it.
It's like Bergazzi, Nate Bergazzi talks about. He's like, I'm from the 1900s.
It's weird to say, isn't it?
Yeah. Because we're just there's a whole different world.
I found this yesterday, and I didn't get to it, but I do want to share this just so we all know where Missouri ranks. I know we love our lists. The RizzShow
number
loves our
1.
lists. I have found the U.S. News and World Report's ranking of the most dangerous states. Would anyone like to guess the top 3 most dangerous states? We're talking about violent crime
It's-
rate and property crime rate.
Louisiana, Missouri, and I'm going to say another southern state. Let's try. Well, people like Georgia, so it's not going to be on this list, even though the crime's probably up there. I'm going to
tell you
say Alabama.
You have hit 1.
Okay.
Dang it.
New York.
New York,
California.
not on the list.
Really?
California, number 9.
Okay.
Texas, then.
Texas, not on the list. You did get number 2 with Louisiana.
So we don't have number 1. Good
Don't
for
have number
Missouri. I thought we'd be for sure the.
Missouri is in the top 10.
Oh, doggone it.
Missouri is number 10. Our violent crime rate is 488 per 100,000, and our property crime rate is 2,340 per 100,000.
Is D.C. considered its own thing?
D.C. is considered its own thing, but it is not. No, I'm sorry, it's not considered its own thing. It's not here. Pure states.
It's more of white collar crime. Then it's got to be
Michigan.
Michigan, not on the list. By the way, Missouri was the number 35 for overall best states ranking. So
Hey, we're in the top 50. That's good.
Illinois.
Illinois is not on the list. You guys, you're missing.
job.
You're missing number 1. And we've talked about it here and there.
Arizona.
Florida.
It is out west.
Oh.
That's what Utah, baby.
All right, let's go. Number 10 is Missouri. Number 9 is California. Number 8 is Oregon. Number 7 is Alaska. Number 6 is Tennessee. Number 5 is Washington State. Number 4, Arkansas. Number 3, you're not going to like this, Colorado. Number 2, Louisiana. And number 1, with a violent crime rate of 629 per 100,000 and a property crime rate of 2,748 per 100,000, it is New Mexico. Congratulations, New Mexico.
Hey, neat. Oh, good job.
Ohio did not make the list, but Ohio's got some things going on, like this 28-year-old female postal worker in Ohio that was caught racing a Mustang in her USPS mail van.
Did the horse win?
How fast was she going? Take a guess.
Wait, the mail van. So it's not the traditional little ice cream looking.
That's how I read it. What do you think a mail van is?
I don't know. I was picturing more of like their version of the Amazon Prime van.
Oh, I don't know. It just says USPS mail van, but I thought that's what we would call it. What would you call it, Lern? Like the mail car. Is that an SUV? I mean, it's not an SUV.
The mail, like the van that delivers the
it's the
little
mail
bus
hat.
that.
It's the
You're
hat.
talking about mail carriers.
Yeah,
Like,
USPS. That's a mail
it's
van.
a truck. It's an itty bitty little baby truck.
Well, this gal,
I call it.
this gal was going more than 100 miles an hour
Oh,
In the
that's
little
awesome.
in
truck?
the little thing.
Damn,
in
dude.
a 60-mile-an-hour zone. And get this, she got off with a verbal warning and a $50 fine for the traffic violation. Here's her getting
Get
pulled
rid of
over.
snail mail.
Is there a reason you're going over 100?
I didn't realize that I was going that fast.
Yeah. I mean, that Mustang took off, he caught my attention, and then you blew by him, and I was pacing you at like 105.
I mean, I shouldn't have.
Did you know the person in the Mustang?
No.
Okay.
They were driving around like ridiculous on 590, but
I kind of assumed when the way they took off and at the light there, because I was right across from you.
right.
So he saw me coming up behind him, and he did the right thing and stopped or slowed down, and then you continued.
Dude, 105 miles an hour in a
Good
mail
for
van.
her, man.
And no ticket. I thought you were supposed to get arrested for that kind of stuff. What's
Express.
Well, have you ever been pulled over for something just exceptionally fast?
Express delivery.
What's the fastest you've ever been?
Me?
Yeah. What you clock
Hell, I
in
don't
at?
know. I got one. I had to drive to Van Buren, Missouri to appear for like getting caught underage drinking on the Current River. And it was like a city ordinance. And I remember having to pay a bunch of money. And then I got a speeding ticket on the way home. I was just bummed out.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I was just trying to get back. It's a must appear there.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't go on your record. It's like this weird, like tourist trappy thing where it's like you appear, it's on their city. It's considered a city violation. Like I don't know what you would call that. A city code violation. So they can charge whatever they want.
Oh.
So it was like $4,000 for underage drinking. It's
Oh,
like a
my
crazy
gosh.
number. And I remember being mad about it and like driving home. Then a state cop got me going pretty fast.
That's a bummer. That is
You know,
a
you're
bummer.
like mad. And you're like, it's a 3.5-hour drive down to Van Buren from
Yeah.
where I lived.
Taking it out on the gas pedal?
Yeah, and the cop did let me off. I told him, I was like, man, I'm sorry. I'm coming back from this. And he's like, you were floating pretty hard.
Bummer.
Had
That
that
is
Ford
a
Ranger. RPM'd out.
Heck yeah.
I had a Dodge Challenger for a short while there, and I got pulled over, and this guy, I was going like maybe 72, right? 72 and a 60. And I was heading home. It was right after the show, and I was going, and they got me, and of course, like Rizz found out before I was even off of the curb because people saw me and recognized it and were texting Rizz like, oh, Moon got pulled over.
He's in cuffs.
But while I'm there, this guy comes up and he's like, is that a Hemi? I said, yeah, yes, sir. And he's like, oh, cool, a manual. Oh, neat. Oh, this is the classic, right? I said, yeah, and it's got the 22-inch wheels. He asked me every question. I was like, this guy loves this car. This is great. He wanted to check out the car, see it a little closer. And we were kind of rapping about cars. It was great. And then he just handed me this $200-something ticket or whatever. And he's like,
thank you.
Okay, see ya.
Have fun with your Hemi.
Oh, so bummed. The only other time I could really remember being pulled over for speeding is my parents bought a car because the thing that I was driving, which was like a hand-me-down, totally just crapped out and died in the middle of Page Avenue, and I just left it. And they're like, well, we're going to get something for you and your brother, but it's going to be, just another total POS, right? And they bought it from a convent, from like a nunnery.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the car that the nuns drove in the neighborhood. It had never been on, it had 100-something thousand miles on it. It was, 20 years old. It had never been on the highway. And I guess a motor kind of like gets pretty conditioned. And if you got it up to 60, 65 miles an hour, it started to shake a little bit and you're kind of doing this. And if you got it anywhere near 70, I mean, the doors were going to fall off. You couldn't. It was like the perfect parental car to hand to a teenage boy because this car physically can't move beyond the speed limits. And we were going up to this music festival up in Bushnell, Illinois, and I was so excited. And this guy, what do you call it? The cherries like go on behind me. I'm like,
Right.
what is this? And me and Johnny Venus would pull over. I was like, hey, sir, how you doing? What's going on? He said, do you have any idea how fast you were going? I said, I can tell you how fast I wasn't going. And I wasn't sassy. I'm not a sassy kid, And he's like, I got you going 75. And I said, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And he's like, yes, I did. I said, can I see the gun? Aren't you supposed to
Oh, my
ask to
God.
see like they locked in your speed?
Right.
I was like, can I see it? Can I see it? I'm telling you. And I gave him the whole spiel. Like, this thing came from a nunnery. They did never get it up past 35 miles an hour.
Right.
You can't get me at 75. I wouldn't have wheels on this thing. And this guy gave me probably the most expensive ticket. And I swear to goodness, I couldn't have gone 75.
Yeah,
I could not go 75.
I also know he's probably picking on you because of the way you look. But my favorite was our buddy Mark, the bass player there in Greek Fire and 2SG. He got the greatest speeding ticket, and I think it was in a 20 or a 25, and he was going 27 or 28, and they pulled him over and gave him a speeding ticket.
Oof.
Remember that? It was on up there in
by the airport?
Breckenridge Hills, where it's like this one street where the cops will pull you over if you're going a mile.
It's Edmondson.
Yeah, it's so dumb, and they gave him a ticket.
Yeah, he should have known.
Yeah.
Well, we teach kids mistakes are a good thing because we get to learn from them. I found this study. You eventually say, you know, screw it and just stop trying. New study found that we do learn from our mistakes, but only up to a certain point. It specifically looked at mistakes made by surgeons. Now, if you're on your way to surgery right now, tune out.
Okay.
Tune out. Now, they're saying they looked at mistakes made by surgeons because obviously it's a high-pressure job. So this is a big deal. They want to see how we learn from mistakes. And it found that when surgeons make mistakes early in their career, they tend to learn from them and get better. So remember we were just talking about like seeing people that are younger than you and you kind of freaked out that they're in an authority position or something real high pressure. Actually, it turns out it's probably better. They're less likely to make a mistake again because they learn from them and they do get better. But over time, messing up a surgery or losing a patient takes its toll emotionally. So they start to distance themselves from their mistakes. Or instead of blaming themselves, they start to blame external factors that they can't control. Once that happens, they tend to stop trying to learn from their missteps, and it can end up making them worse surgeons overall. The researchers think losing confidence has to do with it, but it also might show that there's a limit to how much we can learn from our mistakes in general. Sometimes it's better to stop, regroup, and try something different. So that's kind of frightening, and at the same time, it's informative.
I've never been nervous about going in for a surgery, a colonoscopy, or a hysteroscopy, or anything like that I've ever had. And I'm a nervous person, but for some reason, I just trust that they're going to do a great job.
Yeah.
And then, being a year on this show and we hear all sorts of crazy stories from over the world about surgeries happening, I'm like on the cusp of worrying. Yeah. Okay.
You are?
Yeah, I'm on the cusp of it, but I don't know.
Would it make you more or less, would it make you more worried if you had like a 28-year-old guy or gal walk in and be like, hey, I'm going to do this major thing on you, or a 78-year-old?
I don't know. They're kind of the same to me because the newer people, they have all the latest information. They just learned it. Things have evolved. Science and medical sciences have evolved. So it's fresh.
Yeah.
But then the wisdom of the, 64-year-old doctor or whatever, they've been doing it a long time. It's muscle memory. I think there's pros and cons to each young.
But I always get a little nervous whenever I go into surgery and the doctor hands me a little baggie and it says, sorry, this is my first surgery. Please bear with me.
Good news, bad news. Bad news, I took out your spleen, not your gallbladder. Good news, I learned from it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you,
Bonus.
mistakes.
I told you guys when I got my gallbladder taken out, my doctor had Air Force Ones on, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think I would like that.
There's a very young guy in a lab coat with like Air Force Ones with his scrubs, and I was like, I don't like this. This dude's got on Jordans.
I might like that. Although you're removing an organ, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So I went in for my knee recently, and the guy that replaced my ACL and did all that, like this guy, he was with the U.S. national soccer team for 25 years, so he was replacing the knees of all like the pro soccer players and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So when I went to him, I loved it. I love this guy, but he's older. And the last time that I went to him, because I botched my knee again, I went to him and he had like this. I mean, this guy had to be younger than my daughters. Had to be younger. This guy would just look like straight out of high school graduation. But it actually made me feel pretty good because I thought like, hey man, there's probably a ton of advances with this kind of stuff,
Sure.
with like these implants and how you're doing how you're screwing in these different ligaments and things. And I thought, you know what? And he introduced him and said, this is the guy that's going to replace me. And I thought, this is kind of awesome. And I have the best of both worlds. And after he kind of, messed with my knee and said, this is what I think, I kind of looked at the kid and was like, what do you think?
Yeah. What's in your brain?
Is there any new sciencey thing that you would like to add here that the old guys don't know? If you know all of these, by the way, you moved around a lot as a kid. I found some awesome slang terms, and I pretty much learned something new with everyone on this list. I'm going to give you a word. You tell me what you think it means and where it might be from in the U.S., okay? Here's the top 10 most misunderstood sayings across the United States.
Okay.
Taverns.
Taverns.
Taverns?
The bars I go to.
That's what I thought too, right?
Yeah.
Old school,
Right.
Wild West looking
Yeah.
bars. In South Dakota, a tavern is a type of sandwich. It's like a sloppy Joe.
Oh. Well, I'm down with that too.
Never knew that. Right out straight.
Huh?
Right out straight.
Right out straight, going forward.
Liv would know this one. This one's from Maine, and it means that you're really, really busy. And people who aren't from Maine obviously think that you're telling the truth, or that it means something like that. But it just means you're really busy. Right out straight. Number 3, carry. C-A-R-R-Y. Carry.
I'm going to carry something.
Most of us think it means to like carry a gun or open carry, but it's another way of saying that you're giving somebody a lift in Mississippi. So like, give me a carry.
Oh.
Wow.
Grill.
To lean into.
Ask questions.
Yeah, to question people.
Yeah, this one's not too far. Grill in New York just means to stare at somebody.
Oh.
Like here, like
So when you're online, you got to grill somebody?
it's like a mean mug.
Mad dogging.
Gnarly in California.
It's
Uh,
bogus.
Groovy. Dope.
It can mean that something's cool, but surfers still use it to describe big
The
waves.
waves. Yeah.
Dirty bird.
Dirty bird. Pervert.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I was going to say perv.
No, dirty bird in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Not an insult. Dirty bird in Kentucky is actually slang for KFC. You're going to the dirty bird.
Going to the dirty
That's
bird.
awesome.
I like that.
All right.
Grinds. G-R-I.
That's a sandwich.
N-D-S. Grinds.
Grinds. It's a grind. It's a grind. It's grinds. It grinds my gears. It makes me mad.
Grinds in Hawaii.
Coffee.
Grinds in Hawaii can mean that you work really hard, which I guess
I guess
that's
that makes
kind of
sense.
Okay, same.
that's kind of everywhere. But in Hawaii, it also means food or any meal out, like you're going to go get some grinds.
Munching on some grindage. Right on, Polly Shore.
Yeah.
Give me some spam.
So in Hawaii, that's you and the wife are going to go get some grinds. Borrow pit. B-R-O-O-W pit.
My house. This is my borrow pit. Welcome.
Oh, so it's like the Money Pit, that movie. Okay.
Well, people in the poll thought that it meant a donation box, like a borrow pit, like you're putting money in for people to borrow. But in Montana, it's a ditch along the side of the road.
Neato.
Okay.
This one comes from Missouri, and it says, put out.
I'm all put out. I don't want to put you out. I don't want to make you do anything for me.
Yeah. Or is it the folks that are sexually advanced?
People thought it was a sex term, which it is. But in Missouri, apparently it just means you're angry. You're real put out.
I'm put out.
Ah.
I'm putting out and I'm put out.
I put out.
I've heard that a few times, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know
know
think it's
which-
over here, but
What's that context?
Blucifer.
Oh, yes. This is the Blue Devil.
Oh, she was just in Colorado for 14 hours, and she
Is
already
that
knows.
the Bronco?
It's Colorado. People guessed it as a blue devil of some sort. It is the nickname for the blue Mustang sculpture just outside the Denver
Yeah,
airport.
dude. The Illuminati
Okay.
mascot, the Blucifer.
Yeah, Blucifer.
That whole airport, man. There's a whole.
Yeah, did you
other
go in the
world
basement at
underground. I didn't, but they're doing this construction, and the little gargoyles are everywhere. That place is weird as hell.
Did you see
is.
the Masonic shrine thing?
No,
Okay.
the part of the airport I was in just had the gargoyles and people acting like they were doing construction, which we know they're probably digging the hole to hell. So,
Well,
Whoa.
it's
She had me thinking about it when I was out there.
there's a whole YouTube.
I went down a YouTube
Wormhole.
rabbit hole.
it's
Yeah.
wild.
I was like
man.
looking on the train for all these little doors that are along the train tunnels
Yeah.
because it's way out there.
That's where the back rooms exist.
Yeah, it's
way,
super
way out.
far, and it was way. I just remember one at the biggest airport or something like that in the U.S.
Yeah.
And they spent $1 bazillion, but they're like, why was it so expensive when
Yeah.
there's
Well,
not much to see
also,
here?
Scott,
Yeah.
as you're driving to the Denver airport, which it's out in the middle of nowhere, so it's not like heart of Denver.
40 minutes from town almost.
Right. And it's a huge, long area. Then there's this random castle out there. My mom and I were like, what is that place? We don't know if it's like a religious temple or that's where the king lives. I don't know. But that whole area is super bizarre. And I believe almost every conspiracy about it just because it's so nuts.
Did
And
you
it's
see
kinda
a lot
whimsical.
of, were there just like a lot of kids getting led around in there or anything?
No.
Okay.
Thankfully.
We'll see.
Here's a few more. In Florida, jiffy feet means dirty feet from not wearing shoes. 43% of it. 43% of people thought that it meant dance moves, jiffy feet.
Oh, that sounds cool.
In Kansas, concrete after dinner means you're having ice cream. 43% thought it meant a sidewalk. In Arizona, haboob is a big sandstorm. 33% of people thought it was an insult, like you're such a haboob. And in West Virginia, polecat. What's a polecat?
Skunk.
Stripper.
A guy that climbs he's a lineman. There we go.
You know what? I thought it would be a lineman as well.
That's one of the phrases. Right?
Well, 25% of Americans thought it was a pole dancer, but Rafe is right. It's a skunk. A polecat
Okay.
is a skunk over in West Virginia.
But I think that's kind of also everywhere.
Little Rascals taught me that.
Really?
Oh, Ralphie.
Because my
Nice.
my dad was a lineman, so at Southwestern Bell they had these shirts that were made where it was like a skunk in the Southwestern Bell uniforms climbing a pole.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was such a cool one. I wish I could find that shirt.
Not to go back, but can we go back to concrete for a second? Because I feel a bit controversial. I'm a Sunday girl. I don't like a concrete with all the fixins mixed in.
You don't like
I
it?
get a little bummed out.
Well, I mean, Sundays have fixins too. You're
But
just
it's
you're
pile
talking
the
about,
top.
You're talking about hot fudge sundae.
I'm talking about I like my ice cream not pre-mixed. Here's me. I'm going to,
Go off, Queen.
here we go.
Yeah.
I like to get, the vanilla custard in a little bowl. I like to have the fixins atop of it so I can mix it how I want to mix it. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Let's snap. I don't like a concrete where it's all mixed in.
Yes.
Like a blizzard.
Okay.
And I'm DQ for life, but screw that.
Whoa.
DQ
Well,
for
that makes
life.
sense, I guess. I mean, I can understand, you wanting to kind of determine each spoon.
I want control
And its
of
ratios.
the cream, okay? Let's go around. So you're a concrete guy? You don't mind it?
Dude, here's my relationship with ice cream. I forget the abuse. It's an abuser to me. And I forget it's an abuser, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're friends. Hey, this is great. And then halfway through, it starts to click, and I go, wait, I told myself last time I wouldn't do this, and this isn't a good idea. And then I think, oh, it's because, I'm trying to shed a couple LBs or something, and then I finish the whole thing, and my teeth feel like they've been unglued from my face. You know what I mean? They're just like, your teeth feel awful, and then my stomach feels awful, and my body's just like, you're a total idiot.
So you're not eating none of this, is what you're saying.
No, I'm eating it every time, and every
But are
time
you
I regret it and I hate myself.
Are you doing pre-mixed concrete or are you doing a Sunday toppings?
All of it. If you put it in front of
Yeah.
me,
It's
it's my
gone.
favorite.
Because I never think
All
about.
right, good.
I don't think about it, but I would go frozen custard before anything. Like Andy's, I would do Andy's over any.
I know. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
that. I'm talking about when you go to Andy's, are you getting toppings on the ice cream or are you doing like a pre-mixed experience?
Nope, I think topping. Yeah, because there's always
My man.
blueberries with chocolate and then,
Rafe Williams.
And you're a toppings gal.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably the same. I do like the excavation process. I treat it like a job site when I get a concrete where I have to take everything level. I'm like, oh, we got a brownie right here, needs to be excavated.
Yeah. And then you smooth it.
I just kind of treat it like my own little work job site, put
Right.
a little ice cream hard hat on, and it has to be perfectly flat. You got to make sure everything is.
Strange.
But I like toppings too because I like to control the bite.
The flavor.
There's nothing is a bigger bummer than like getting to a layer and you've eaten like 5 bites of just plain vanilla.
Right.
And now you get all layer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Talenti. I like the Talenti ice cream you buy at but it's layered. You got to get the spoon in there
Mix it up.
or dump it in a bowl and mix it up, and then it's perfect.
I like it all. I even like the McDonald's like swirl
Oh,
cone.
yeah,
Like,
me too.
Can you lose with that? I think
No.
not. So good and so regretted every single time I touch ice cream.
Also, like the toppings, I can control the amount.
Yes.
When it's mixed in, it's like, did you really give me what I paid for?
Right.
Did you give me the proper amount of brownie?
Exactly.
How many chocolate chips are in here? Huh?
Let me ask you this. Cherry on top. You eat it first, you eat it last.
I was always afraid of it because when I was a kid, I heard that they were bleached, and I was like, I don't want to. They
my
get this
gosh.
in bleach. This is so gross. The maraschino cherry. So I never had one of those until like 4 or 5 years
Oh,
ago.
man.
First.
First.
I do mine last.
Nice.
But I have to do the stem thing every time. So I'm great at making
Oh,
out.
tie it in your
Yeah.
mouth? You're cool as hell.
Thank you.
All right, back to
I
you.
do love the smell of ice cream. And there was this place that was open by it was on the streets of St. Charles. called the Buzzed Bull, and their ice cream was phenomenal. And it was one of those like topping places you go in and you're like, hey, I want this kind of ice cream, this kind of crud on it, more Skittles, more this, more that, just like buckets of things.
Yes.
And dude, I love going in that kind of place because it always has that cold cream smell. You know that smell?
It's Six Flags.
Yeah, Cold Stone Creamery smells like an angel farted. It's
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
It's the best smell in the world.
I haven't been to Six Flags in a while, but when you used to walk in the main gates and go to the left, and they had all the ice cream shops right there, and that whole row would smell like, that's summer right there to me, is that ice cream smell you're talking about.
Yeah, it smells amazing. When you're a guest at somebody's house, you might want to compliment them on how it smells, assuming that it's a good smell. In a new poll, people were asking about the best home compliments, and the most people said that the way their home smells is even more important than how it looks.
It is.
43% said that they love to hear that their home smells good. To this day, I've been to my buddy Matt. He's the singer for a band called Letter Kills. He lives down in Texas, and I've been to his house once. And to this day, I remember how amazing it smelled. It smelled like coffee. And I guess every day his wife would grind just a tiny bit and put it over other like whole beans, like whole coffee beans, and have them in little bowls or something around. I don't know.
Really?
I remember finding one of them and going, that's why it smells so freaking good in here. And I've been trying to replicate that for years. And the problem is, unless you go overboard, and I don't want to go overboard with smells, how do you know how your house smells? Because you get so accustomed to it so quick.
Right.
What do you guys' house smell like?
Sandalwood and patchouli.
So you're burning things?
And Nag Champa. Yeah, I have different plants, and bless you, I have different plants in my house, and like as you walk up to my front door, I have peonies, so you get the fragrance experience right as you're on my porch, which is great. And then I burn Nag Champa every now and then with the windows open because I don't want it to all like sit in the house.
Yeah.
I air my house out a lot.
Yeah.
Like I always have the windows, at least one
It's
window
not a
open a day.
strong Nag Champa.
Yeah.
Your house smells good, and I don't like the head shop Nag Champa smell where it's like crazy.
Yeah.
And your house smells good. I don't catch that. So you must do just the right amount.
Yeah, ours has that nice smell of dog
Yeah.
that everyone likes. So
That
it's
is
really
really
cool.
difficult when you have a dog, especially like a dog that sheds a ton. Like, how do you do?
No, we used to like it started becoming that issue where we tried everything that always smelled like dog, but then we got some air purifiers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does the job. Yeah.
Nice.
What does your house smell like, Moon?
Hell, I don't know.
Kind of like beef.
I mean,
Beef and spice.
here's like the band, because the band's been there obviously a lot for Can You Feel the Punk Tonight. The band thinks it smells like great food because every time they're over there, it's like dinner time, and they're always going, "Oh, garlic! What is she making?" And they'll start to try to guess ingredients. So I think our house smells like food.
But the best is your basement after you guys have had a practice for a while and it's packed with people down there.
Oh, I bet you
it smells awesome.
Dudes. It probably smells like a tour van. 39% of people say that they consider smells when they're preparing their home for a guest. 57% of them say that they use air fresheners when they're going to have guests over. 48% like candles. We're a no-candle family now.
I know you are.
And 19% use diffusers. Most people are looking for a common fragrance like fresh laundry, ocean breeze, lavender, vanilla, lemon, or citrus. And others want to have a signature smell for their home, like fresh flowers, strawberries and bananas, after the rain, or bread baking. And I'm in for a bread baking house. Only 12% want the smell of their home to be to come off as unique. I know this guy, and this dude. This guy has the greatest situation ever. This would be your dream come true. Actually, everybody's dream come true. This dude has a house down in Laguna Beach, and then he has the penthouse of a building that I didn't know existed. You don't even know that it's there. It's right on is it Hollywood Boulevard where the Rainbow Room and
I think so.
Okay, so you got Rainbow
Hollywood Strip.
Yeah, you got these really famous clubs, right? Whiskey a Go-Go and like Rainbow Rooms right down the road. And there's this building that's probably 15 stories high.
Is it Sunset?
Sunset.
Yeah, he lives on Sunset. He has a place on Sunset. He has the rooftop penthouse. So his balcony goes all the way around. You can see the whole thing. The
That's awesome.
shower that I showered in was all glass and windows, and you're looking out across LA, and it's like the weirdest feeling ever. You think people can look in.
Yeah, it's like reflective glass on the outside, though, so they can't see you.
It must be, but the building is totally hidden, and it's like attached to a hotel, so you can see where there's like a hotel entrance. But then when you go into where his place is, it has just a secret little entrance thing, and it has a like an atrium with a security guard that asks you who you are, and if you're there for somebody, and then he puts in the elevator number for you. In that atrium was the nicest, most pleasant, almost cologne, almost like it was just the nicest smell.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it because it was in the elevator too. I mentioned it when I got upstairs. I said, dude, your lobby is the greatest smelling place ever. And he goes, oh yeah, that's Chanel or somebody, one of those huge fragrance makers, and they make it only for that lobby.
Well, I'm going to need that.
That is cool.
And they pump it through the vents.
Is that where the House of Blues used to be at?
No.
It's not one of
You
the
can
new
get that
builds?
for your house. I got this Aromatech stuff at home it's called Santal, and it has sandalwood, papyrus, and musk. And it's got all these different essential, but it's a good oil diffuser. And they have the kind that you can put them in your furnace. It'll come through the vents. Because I stayed at a lady's house in Nashville, and she had it coming through the vents, and it was like the best smelling house I'd ever stayed in. I was like, I don't ever want to leave here.
It's so good.
And that's not like bad for you?
Toxic. Well, who knows? I mean, I guess any sort of fragrance is probably bad for us on some level, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Everything
Not
I read.
overpowering,
Burning
though. It's
incense
not like,
and all that for a million years.
when you put the Glade plugins in and you get too close to the plug-in, and it's like it's like that one concentrated area is almost too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It puts little it diffuses it with water and just puts a little up in the air every once in a while.
That's
and
nice.
It just kind of floats through the house. It's great.
Still
Yeah,
freaks
because
me
the
out.
Glade thing always makes me, if I smell one of those, it's instantly like a truck stop bathroom kind of thing. I don't care where you're at, what room in the house, you're just like, this is a bathroom smell.
It is a little spicy. But but if I could get a signature smell where everybody comes to my house and says, "Man, it smells amazing in here," that would be incredible. But it would be something like that. My house is too full of people right now.
It smells like all those people.
It's just too full of people to have anything exceptionally special like that and impressive for guests. The Team Rizz member of the day today is brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of St. Louis Battlehawks. Find all the cacaws at hotshotsnet.com. Misty Price from DeSoto, Missouri.
Yeah, Misty.
Hi, Misty.
Misty is a huge, longtime fan of the Rizz Show, and it always gets her morning started with a smile and a laugh. Freak of the Week is her favorite segment from the show, and she's a huge fan of Rafe's humor and jokes. She's also thankful for all that Rizz Show does for the St. Louis community. Misty has attended many Rizz Show events throughout the years, and her favorite was the Toast to Jeff at the pageant. Sign up just like Misty did at 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz, and you can become a Team Rizz member as well. Congratulations, Misty. All right, it is 6:58. We've got a lot on the agenda today, including some more Point Fest tickets. But here's your first look at the traffic and weather. Lern coming at you.
And it's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway, the Confluence Music Festival with Ludacris, Riley Green, and more. And the NASCAR Cup Series is happening June 1st and 2nd. Tickets available at www.raceway.com. There's debris in the roadway of southbound 170 just before 40. The right lane is closed there. And earlier, about an hour ago, there was an incident on westbound 270 near Newhall's Ferry. That should be clear, but it was an accident. So might have some people straggling along. On and off rain today, picking up afternoon. It looks kind of normal, kind of cloudy out there. We'll get up to 68 as the high, low of 57. Right now it is 66. Your Point weather brought to you by Martin Jetco. Heating and air conditioning more reliable than your St. Louis weather.
News up next.
It's Lux, and I'm joined by Josh from Bad Flower. Dude, what's up?
Cheers. How are you?
Cheers. I'm doing so well. I'm so glad we're getting to chat here.
What is that? You got stickers on your cup.
Oh my God, I got so many stickers. My vaccine sticker. I got my Canada sticker. I got all my good stickers.
Nice.
I'll hook you up with some stickers when you come here because we'll be seeing you in less than 2 weeks at Point Fest, which is very exciting. And then after that, you got a record coming out, so we got a lot to chat about today. I'm excited.
Yes.
So where are you in the world right now? Because I know you guys are currently on tour. Are you like in a bunker somewhere?
No, we're not
You're
on
out
tour.
the road, right?
I mean, we've just been doing like weekend festivals.
Well, you start on the 10th or 9th, right? You start this week.
Yeah, something like that. I'm in a barn. This is where I live. This is my home.
Still on the farm. How's farm life?
Farm life is great. I mean, it's been like very sparse. Like we've been doing shows over the weekend for the most part, or like just these random things. So it's go do a big drive, come back, spend like 2 days at home prepping for like the big headline tour, go leave again.
Deck of your friend's deck. You see him outside, grilling, chilling, hanging out with family and friends, and you've got what? You've got maybe not a deck at all, or the deck you have is garbage. It's falling apart. Well, maybe you could get what they have, but better. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, celebrating 56 years in the business. One of St. Louis's top names in home improvement. Do what they did to my backyard. Transformed it. We got a new deck a couple of years ago. The Vecca deck. It's amazing. We couldn't be happier. Also got a new fence courtesy of Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They do all their own work, have their own crews, have their own tools and trucks, operate out of their own warehouse. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And if you mention the RizzShow this month, you'll get 20% off your next installed outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Fences, decks, sunrooms, screen rooms, patios, retaining walls, windows, and more. Online, chesterfieldfence.com. After all, who doesn't want a bigger deck?
What's going on? It's Liv, and I am joined right now by a hailstorm. It is Point Fest 2022. So stoked to have you guys here, back from the dead, back here in St. Louis.
Absolutely. Yes, she said it.
Round two.
Round
back
two.
from the
Roll
dead.
credits.
Yes. The only storm today is going to be hailstorm.
Yes. Oh my
and
gosh.
we guarantee it.
Yes. Now, what I wanted to bust out, why I have my iPad here, is I've been a fan of yours for a while. And I kind of talked about this a little bit with the struts, kind of watching your style change over the years.
Oh, boy.
And that's something I've definitely noticed with you guys. The first time I ever saw you was in 2011.
Ooh.
And I don't know if the camera will be able to pick this up too much, but I got Lizzie here.
Oh, yes. This is
wearing a white corset, like an American flag bra.
American flag bra that I sewed myself. Thank you very much.
And then I think like
polka
Hot
dot.
Topic skirt, fishnets.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm, yes.
Hot Topic was so hot back
This
then.
was, what is it, 2011? Yeah, 2010 and 2011 were, I feel like I couldn't decide.
Okay.
So I just wore everything. Like, do I want a corset? Do I want boots? Do I want leggings?
Yes.
Do I
to
want a
all of
skirt?
it.
Do I want to wear?
My mother-in-law is one of my favorite people in the whole world. One of the reasons is because she is one of the most honest people in the whole world, and she loves her windows from Window Nation. She got them a few years ago, too, and they still look, I mean, absolutely brand new. But she raved about the 5-star review that she gave them because they were so awesome to her. And right now, 50% off all window styles plus 0% interest for 5 years and an additional bonus if you schedule an appointment this week. Why wait? Get a quote. Call Window Nation, 866-90-NATION. Tell them Moon sent you. Go to the website, windownation.com, and schedule an in-home estimate. I mean, what do you have to lose? This is an incredible opportunity for an incredible deal on windows with a 50-point inspection for every window before they even leave the factory. 20-point installation inspection on every window. And, oh, did I mention lifetime warranty? And they can install your new windows in 1 day or less. Holy smokes. So many reasons you go with Window Nation, especially with this 50% off all window styles and 0% interest for 5 years. And an additional bonus if you schedule an appointment this week. 866-90-NATION. Tell them Moon sent you at windownation.com.
Well, gentlemen, we will see you in St. Louis on Sunday. We are so excited to have Point Fest back and to have you guys be a part of it. But I want to kind of talk about this from a couple of different angles, all right? First and foremost, the crew that you have working with you in the Seether camp, I'm sure is scaled down because of, the craziness that is the pandemic. But can you talk about, like, sort of what the crew is doing now, added responsibility that they weren't doing before to keep you guys safe for all these shows, just so you can play them?
Go ahead, Johnny.
Actually, for us, our little world, obviously, venues will have different rules, mask mandates backstage. Our crew, we still have a full crew. We have our regular setup, our techs and front of house. So it's such a healthy thing and a great thing to be playing shows again, man. This time last year, we never, we didn't know what was going to happen. And here we are doing shows again. And it was the first one was almost like a spiritual experience. It was a show in Ohio. And it was just so great to be on stage, playing music, being a band and doing what we do, man. I missed it so much. So yeah, it's a great thing.
I've talked to a couple of folks, like myself, that are in the industry, and we're very lucky to be able to go to a lot of shows, but sometimes, unfortunately, in the job, sometimes there's burnout that creeps in, even for going to concerts. And I guess it was a couple of months into the pandemic, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this without more live music, because it had been the longest that I'd been since I was like 15, since I had been to a show. And when I finally got back to a show, oh God, that, like just everything about it. I had a beer in the hand. It was loud. There was thousands. It was just so great. But like, I mean, I would assume a pretty almost emotional experience for you guys getting back after it.
Oh, it's totally emotional. I mean, like Johnny was saying, the first show back, I mean, it was truly to see everyone's faces, stuff like that. I mean, it been what, Johnny, because we took a little time off even beforehand to do a record. So for us.
Hey, I want to take a second here to talk about my son's eye doctor. That's Dr. Vasella at Fenton Family Eye Care. Now, Dr. V is a great dude, one of only 2 pediatric specialists in St. Louis affiliated with Treehouse Eyes that does myopia control for kids. Now, here's what that is. My son is nearsighted. His prescription keeps getting worse every year. Now, he goes to Dr. V. He's got these myopia control overnight contacts. And not only have these contacts stopped his prescription from getting worse, when he wakes up in the morning, he takes out the contacts and he doesn't need to wear glasses or contacts to see all day long. It's great, and I think every parent should know about this. He's great with kids, got a great newly remodeled office. Consultations are absolutely free with 0 obligation. Go to FentonFamilyEyeCare.com and book that free myopia control appointment. Again, that's FentonFamilyEyeCare.com. Book that myopia control appointment with Dr. V. Dr. V, Fenton Family Eye Care, Fenton, Missouri.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ready to roll? We are backstage at Point Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, Brent and Barry from Shinedown. What's up, gentlemen?
Well,
How are
hello.
you?
What's going on? How are you?
It's great to see you. It's great to see you.
Good to
First
be
of
seen.
all,
thanks for being cool with us, because I was super, super late. I was very, very late. Some things in rock and roll haven't changed. The singers are usually late.
now listen, if we're going to do it, you are 18 minutes behind. I don't think that that's even late as far as rock stars go. I think that's just about flat.
All right, we take that. We can take that.
Yeah.
Rizzuto Show. Happy birthday, Rizz.
Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. We are live right now. Rizz is in Dominican Republic. He'll be back in just a few days, but until then, we will keep the fort, hold the fort, and enjoy it. And we're having a good time. Make sure you check out the podcast and follow us on our socials at RIZZ Show. You can always email us at RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. And, of course, we are live on the Mick Ultra studio cams on the Points YouTube. Let's get into some news. And your news is sponsored by...
Your news is
anybody.
sponsored by
Energy Stars Heating and Cooling, preferred partner of Ameren, Illinois, to make your home comfortable and affordable.
Did you guys see this video yesterday? Golfers at Paynes Valley Golf Course in southern Taney County captured a video of a tornado that happened Monday afternoon. National Weather Service confirmed that there was a tornado on Facebook. Did you guys see this video?
No.
Look at this thing.
Oh, great. And
After the ad.
After the ad.
Good gosh.
I like how it's
Anyways,
been sitting there the whole time ready, and then the ad kicks in.
Storm rolled through the Branson area around 4 p.m. on Monday. The Western Taney County Fire Department reported minor damage, but that is a major-looking tornado.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy,
That looks like
right?
CGI tornado.
It really does. It looks fake. Heck of a funnel, hit the ground, and these guys are they in a golf cart?
They're
Driving away?
They were on the golf, so I think they went down to a low spot.
Wow, man, that's wild.
Best they could.
National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm watch for the northeast of that area. In sad news, we have 2 people that were found deceased inside of a home in Pacific on Monday afternoon. Authorities reported a man and a woman were discovered deceased in the 70 block of Cedar Ridge by a family member around 1:45 p.m. Cause of death not publicly disclosed. Whatever occurred, it left Pacific residents very anxious and sad. Quote, "I'm a little shook up, hands are a little unsteady. Just sitting here trying to piece it all together," said a neighbor after hearing about the incident. Police said on Monday a concerned family member went to the home to check in and found 1 male and 1 female deceased. The circumstances of their deaths and the ages remain unclear. We have a big weekend coming up here with Point Fest. Is anybody doing anything for Memorial Day?
No, I've actually, I've blocked that weekend off. I'm not doing it. It's spontaneous weekend. So no plans. Nothing but spontaneity that weekend planned for me.
Yeah.
Does your spontaneity ever include driving somewhere?
Possibly. Yeah.
Going down to a state park,
Sure.
doing a hike,
Whatever you
something?
want.
If you're planning on a road trip for Memorial Day weekend, you should know that everyone is planning a road trip for Memorial Day weekend. AAA says that the Memorial Day weekend, 43.8 million Americans are expected to travel at least 50 miles. That's up 4% from last year, close to the all-time record of 44 million, which was set in May of 2005. 3.5 million people are expected to fly, which is already up 5% from last year. And AAA says that this Memorial Day will be the busiest at airports since that May of 2005. If you're driving, they also release the best times to hit the road. Naturally, the busiest times are when you would also like to go. On Thursday and Friday, the best times to travel by car are before 11 a.m., while the times to avoid are between noon and 6 p.m. Traffic should be lighter on Saturday, but Sunday and Monday are going to be crazy. Again, the worst times are midday between 3 and 7 p.m., they say, and the best times are before 1 p.m. on Sunday or after 7 p.m. on Monday. They say that drivers can expect, quote, similar gas prices as last year when the national average was roughly $3.57. Prices were up a little bit earlier this spring, but they've been pretty steady in recent weeks. Here's an interesting pastime. So my wife and I, our whole evening routine is after, we're done with this and done cleaning up and the kids are off to bed or doing their own thing, we sit down and we have our nice little date night TV show. Sometimes we'll get a half hour or an hour in or something, whatever it may be. Well, a couple out of Indiana has entered into the Guinness World Records book for their collection of 2022 jigsaw puzzles. Here are John and was it Kylie Walt? I can't pronounce that. Talking about their big collection and achievement. Hey, and they're in the
We like to do puzzles, and we do all kinds of different brands, all kinds of different images. We kind of like to try out new ones if we haven't tried them before. We do have our favorites, so those are always nice to go back to.
Instead of streaming shows, we stream puzzles.
Yeah.
Instead of streaming shows, they stream puzzles.
I love a puzzle.
Fun.
I did get to meet another one of your Guinness Book of World Record holders, at Can You Feel the Punk Tonight. He came
Really?
with the underwear that he had on his head.
That's awesome.
And I got to sign it. So now I'm a tiny, tiny part of your guys' world record.
That's awesome.
Underwear bros.
His underwear is getting filled up. I like it.
Yeah. A New Hampshire man is facing charges after police say he knocked over a portable toilet containing a woman and a child who became trapped inside.
Oh, no.
This freaking monster. Witnesses told Manchester police. Witnesses told Manchester police that the man and a woman had been arguing near a porta potty at Dairyfield Park on Wednesday. When the woman, who apparently didn't know the 18-year-old man, went inside the porta potty to help her daughter, the man pushed it over and landed with the door on the pavement. Bystanders freaked out, ran over, overturned the toilet, freed the woman and the child, who were reportedly covered in feces and bodily fluids.
I'll never forget that. Bonding.
Yep. Well, that kid now has immunity to everything.
Yeah.
Well, the woman and child were not hurt. The man was arrested, charged with criminal mischief and criminal restraint. He was also charged with simple assault for throwing something at one of the officers. Not immediately known if he was being represented by an attorney, but phew, I wouldn't want to represent that guy.
Smelly old guy.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Total bummer. Contractors were left baffled when they found a woman living in the business sign of a grocery store above a building.
Huh. Was it Ernest Scared Stupid where he lives in a billboard?
Scott's the Ernest.
Do you remember that? This might be a false memory of childhood,
No,
but I remember Ernest living behind a billboard.
He's the expert when it comes to all things Ernest goes to.
Let me see here.
Sorry to bring it up, but
Man, I haven't seen that in a million years. Why can I not remember that?
Police said the woman had enough space inside for a printer, a coffee maker, and a computer at her makeshift home at the Family Fair store in Midland, Michigan. Found on April 23rd, the woman had been living there for around a year, according to an officer in the police department there. Quote, she was homeless. It's a story that makes you scratch your head, just somebody living up in a sign. The Family Fair store is a retail strip with a triangle-shaped sign at the top of the building. So imagine like a strip mall with kind of like one of those little just, you know, like a triangle kind of central part where the big sign would go over the brick, right?
Okay.
She wasn't named, but had access to electricity through a power cord. So I guess she ran a power cord from the store below. A ladder was not used in making its way up to the roof, and authorities believe that she could have gone up there by climbing up somewhere behind the store, because there was some flooring that was laid down, a miniature desk, her clothing, a Keurig coffee maker, a printer, and a computer, things that you would have in your home. Quote, I honestly don't know how she was getting up there. She didn't indicate either. She wouldn't tell us. The woman was told she was not allowed to live up there and left without incident. She just left. The store was going to work with her on retrieving all of her property at a later time, but who knows? Who knows what the heck is happening here? The employees responded with really, compassion and professionalism. They were pretty cool about it, trying to make sure that they're providing her with information about services in the area. She did apologize and just continued on her way. Where she went, nobody knows.
Another building. She's like got a whole bunch of squatters.
This is
places.
cool.
Yeah, they're actually trying to find her. So the only opening to this thing that they think that she was getting in was from the roof. So there was no, she would go into the store. Nobody really saw her, but she had been up there for a year. So there's some nonprofits in the area that are looking for her, trying to help her out.
That's
so
good.
Hey, move on.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, though, she's probably thinking I'm just going to peacefully, goodbye, get out of here before I get arrested for something.
Yeah.
We know the education system isn't perfect. It should be constantly evolving to focus on what we need the most: computer and coding proficiency, financial literacy, and knowing the difference between a stout and a porter. In a new poll, the average American estimates that they only use 52% of the information that they learn in school in their adult lives. That's Americans. 55% of people admit that they rely on Google more than their formal education, and the average person Googles 5 basic questions a day. Do you guys Google things on your phone?
Ooh, are we going to look at our search history?
I would like you to see what the last couple questions were that you asked Mr.
I love
Google.
This.
Because I have a few, and it was all from something yesterday.
I looked up because we went to that new restaurant, I don't eat Indian food a lot, so I looked up what a dosa waffle looked like, and I also looked up what a Ginny dosa looked like, both delicious, by the way. And then nothing. Oh man.
Okay. I'm going to be fully honest here.
Oh, yeah.
And
bring
tell me
this
your
whole
last
thing
3
up.
searches.
Mine was, are there any untreated particle boards
Okay.
for a garden? That's pretty cool.
Here's one of mine is what percentage of the population in America is gay?
Okay.
What is a fief? F-I-E-F. It was some term that they kept using in this Last Kingdom show that I've been watching, and I didn't know what that was. So I searched that, and then let's see. What is a shogun? Clearly, I'm looking up things when I'm watching television.
Right? That's good.
How far is a click? Because my wife was asking because we were watching a military movie, and I was like, I think it's a kilometer, but it's like a colloquialism. And I nailed it. I was really impressed.
Nice, man.
I was impressing my wife there.
I looked up St. Louis to San Francisco flight time. Which is about
Nice.
4 hours from St. Louis.
And then my other one is average boy height in America at 14 years old. Because my son keeps telling everybody that he's short. And I'm like, dude, you're average or maybe above average. So
I
we
also
had to
looked
look it
up
up.
avian flu in Texas because the bird flu is now in cows, and that's the first time that's happened. So I was going down the rabbit hole with that. Yeah, mine are pretty lame. to
My
be honest.
latest one is really cool. Did Ernest live behind a billboard and Ernest Scared Stupid?
Rafe, what do you got for your last Google searches?
Well, Optimus Prime actor from this morning. 100 words for kindness, which I don't remember looking up.
Aw.
It's interesting. Omit rings from yesterday in the Kookaburra Lounge in Los Angeles, California.
Nice.
Nice. 81% of people say that they would be willing to take an adulting crash course on things like managing their money, doing their own taxes, home buying, mortgages, all of that stuff. Get this. I thought this was pretty good news. There's a lot of talk about how divided America is and how divisive things are, but that may be changing according to this survey here. The Johnsonville Sausage Company recently conducted a survey on American attitudes. And according to Sausage, 88% of adults say that they are sick and tired of anger and negativity in America. 89% want less negativity in the news and social media, and it's led to us feeling less connected. 60% of adults saying that having fun with people has gotten harder lately. But 80% say that there are people in their lives that they really want to reconnect with, even if they disagree on some issues. That can happen. A whopping 91% of adults say that they don't have to agree on everything to enjoy a meal together. And 71% say it's easier if you're sharing great food. 75% of Americans agree that most people are mostly good.
Wow.
Yeah. There's more good people than bad.
Yeah.
Has to be.
I'm going to get into some food news later, but I thought this was interesting news, and I wanted to put it up in the news section. If you toasted up some Wonder Bread for breakfast, congratulations on your healthy eating choices, or at least healthier than had you not toasted it.
Wait, toast specifically is healthy?
A doctor in the UK named Karen Rajan posts health advice all over TikTok. He also just published a book called This Book May Save Your Life. One of the videos went viral this week after he explained why toasted white bread is healthier than untoasted white bread. White bread is not healthy in general because it's high on the glycemic index. That means it breaks down in your body fast and makes your blood sugar spike. It's one reason something like whole wheat is always going to be better than for you. But toasting white bread actually lowers the glycemic index rating by causing more retrograded starch to form. It acts more like fiber and breaks down more slowly, so your blood sugar stays more stable and you feel fuller longer. Freezing bread causes a similar reaction. It says that if you freeze a loaf of white bread and then toast it, you can lower its glycemic index by almost half. It applies to pasta, too. Leftover pasta that's refrigerated and reheated is lower on the glycemic index than when it was cooked fresh. Pretty awesome news, I thought.
You guys got a hard line at home with your partners with the bread, because Tim is like a anti-white bread guy. And I love a white bread toasted or with a sandwich in the summertime.
Yeah,
and he wants wheat.
I got my mom. She was in town, so we bought her just generic, good old white bread.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot that we had it, so it was about 3 weeks later, and I'm like, ooh, it's probably so gross. And I looked, and it still looked fresh.
Nice.
A little scary, but I had sourdough. We get sourdough every once in a while, and that's the only bread we pretty much do. And that sourdough, it got moldy within like 3 days or something. So I'm like, that's probably the one to eat. The one that stays fresh forever is not going to be too good for you.
Yeah, we don't have white bread in the house.
Yeah.
It's the best thing on earth, but we know that it's bad.
Bleached.
And it's
not even food.
We're honey wheat, and then we have a sourdough that she gets at Fresh Time. What about you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, welcome to Bread Hour.
If you're
on
just
the
tuning
RizzShow.
in, you're welcome to the most Caucasian conversation that's ever taken place.
Damn it, Rafe, what color's the
I
bread?
love white bread, and I make no apologies for it. The Transformers love white bread. White Wonder, White Bunny. I like to smush it on a sandwich, put the fingerprints in it. Maybe crush some chips up on the sandwich like a little kid, like back in the day.
That's a summertime bologna
Every
sandwich.
once
Don't
in a
even
while.
Get me started.
Thank you. And it's good. I like wheat. I'm not a hardliner. I like Hawaiian.
I like Dave's Killer bread.
Hawaiian's...
I like my bread made by former felons, which is what Dave's Killer bread is. And I love him
Buttery.
because he puts people to work and they need jobs.
What's the buttery one?
The buttery one?
Yeah.
Potato?
Oh, I don't know.
No, there's one that's like called something buttery. Old buttery or something like that.
You're talking about the half loaf bread?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the nutty oat. I know
we're-
what you're talking about.
Now you're talking, sister.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, what is that? You can get that at Schnucks.
Now we're getting sexy.
And you know what? A half loaf is sexy because sometimes you don't need a full loaf.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just need little halvesies, and you don't want it to go bad.
Our cheat bread that's only for like when we have a family over or there's like birthday parties is the Hawaiian rolls, dude. I mean, come
don't
on.
even get me
That's just
started.
candy. What are we
Sweet
talking
breads?
about?
I know.
Yeah,
Don't
what?
even
Oh,
get me
cool. Candy
started.
bread, and I'm going to put
It's good.
melt cheese on it and put it in the oven. Oh, my God.
I do love...
Oh, Lord Barbara.
I love bread, and I used to eat it
Well, I
on a
love
regular,
Hawaiian
but
bread.
Victory told me not to anymore, so
What?
I have to behave.
Well, check this out. This is going to ruin my mom's. This is going to ruin my mom's day. A new study shows that a link between diet soda, similar drinks, and atrial fibrillation. In a study of over 200,000 people between the ages of 37 and 73 years old, they were all monitored, and research found that people who drank more than 2 liters of artificially sweetened drinks were 20% more likely to develop this particular heart condition, atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation. The CDC says that AFib occurs when the heart beats too slowly, too fast, or irregularly. And side effects include lightheadedness, fatigue, shortness of breath. AFib is also the leading cause of stroke in the United States.
Yeah, man.
That's a bummer. It's connected to diet sodas and similar drinks. I don't think there's anything worse than a diet soda, but my mother
Loves them.
is addicted to one Diet Coke a day. I think she's had one Diet Coke a day since the 50s.
Yeah.
That's her thing. Anybody like diets? I will say,
Yeah.
I will admit that Diet Dr. Pepper is like pretty decent.
Give
but
me
I-
full throttle Coke, okay?
full throttle.
Yeah.
Do you go? Isn't there one that you can get that's actual sugar? Like there's a real
The
Coke,
Mexican?
Yeah, the Mexican
Coke?
Coke.
Yeah.
Mexican one.
Right.
Okay.
They're in
And
a
those
glass
are the
bottle.
most delicious. Because it's about drinking a Coca-Cola out of a glass bottle that's just different.
Yeah.
It hits different. It really does. You feel like
Yeah.
you're in the 50s.
I get really tempted anytime I watch Forrest Gump, and I know it's coming up. And anytime he talks about those 15 bottles of Dr. Pepper, I feel there's like the addict in me takes over and is like, you want that? You should find that. You
should
can
go
find
find
that now. You could, like there's a little devil sitting on my shoulder going, 15 bottles of Dr. Pepper. Ooh,
Give me that.
that would be so good. It's 7:28. That is your news. Let's get to some traffic and weather. Again, we do have some more stuff on the horizon today, some more Point Fest tickets to give out. It's going to be an exciting weekend. We got Bad Omens, Wage War, ton of other bands, and we will be playing Golf Course or Rehab later today. Right now, it is 7:28. Your traffic and weather. Here's Lern.
It's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway, the Confluence Music Festival with Ludacris, Riley Green, and more, and the NASCAR Cup Series happening June 1st and 2nd. Get your tickets at www.raceway.com. Debris in the roadway of southbound 170 before 40. The right lane is closed there. Your point weather today, on and off rain, picking up afternoon, a high of 68, a low of 57. Right now, 62. Your point weather brought to you by Martin Jetco, heating and air conditioning, more reliable than St. Louis weather.
All right, Lauren, what do we got?
Billy Corgan is going to be crawling out of your TV like the ring girl. Denny's is down. This is the voice we all needed. And taken out alone to get the Heisman edition of College Football 25.
How are you, good sir? It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, I'm doing well. We're chugging along on this tour, and it feels pretty good.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, all right. How's the knee going, man? Are you doing okay? And I would assume that Josh has done a lot of apologizing since this all went down. But are you doing all right?
Josh is very sorry.
I'm a fan, I'm a freaking nerd, I'm a big fan. St. Louis City has my heart, and Together Credit Union has made it so very easy for me. Not only have they dressed me well with this lovely scarf, but they gave me access to the St. Louis City SC Visa card. The credit and the debit card exclusive to Together Credit Union members, but it's gotten me 10% off food and bev in the stadium at the home opener. It got me 10% off at the team store, which is beautiful, by the way. And you know how Rizz and I are super cheap with our time? We don't like to stop or wait in lines because we're prissy, we're crybabies, whatever. I got express entry because of this little card right here, so you can get it too at Together Credit Union. I love them. Go City! All for City!
Hey everybody, it's Jeff Burton from the Rizzuto Show. Thanks for tuning into the Facebook takeover with, my goodness, Taylor Momsen. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm going to get the geeky fan side of this out of the way first, which nobody watching is going to be surprised about. But I've been a fan for a while. You and I have chatted a handful of times. And the last couple of times that we did it, I'm sure you don't remember this, but we do a picture together and I started collecting them. Can you see that?
Oh, shit.
Look at you. I think you're 17 in that first one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Patricia's. It's where fun and fantasy meet. It's that time of year again. It's wedding season, so that means bachelorette parties. Ladies, if you're in charge of planning the bachelorette party or you're in charge of, getting all the gift bag stuff, you go to Patricia's, of course. That's where you get the candy, the naughty dice, the corsets, and so much more. And if you have any questions, can't find something, feel free to ask any employee there. They're not going to judge you. Trust me, they've heard it all. Patricia's is where you go for the lotions, the lubes, the vibrating toys, the sexy costumes, the sexy lingerie. If you've been to the East Side and you see what those girls on stage are wearing, those stiletto heels, you get them at Patricia's. Things for the novice, things for the expert, and everything in between. And you have 3 very convenient Patricia's locations. St. Peter's at the Cave Springs exit, on Page, 3 miles east of the Westport Plaza, and at the corner of Grand and Gravois. For all your fun and adult toys, it's Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
Tim, how are you, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, and I'm going to tell you that I did something today, and I shouldn't even bring it up that I'm doing it. Okay. I wore a shirt specifically to impress you because I was interviewing you, and,
right.
And normally I don't do that,
right?
But I did. But also too, and they can't see it, but I've got this awesome Masked Intruder shirt on, and I
love it.
Yeah, and I just figured that would be one of those bands that you would be, very cool, like. That we're a band that Rise Against played with somewhere along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we have a Masked Intruder. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're a Fat Records band.
Yep.
And I still consider us part of the Fat Records family. That's where we got our start. That's who first signed our band. That's how we got our wings. You know what I mean? It was because that label was so much more than just a record label. It was a family. We joined that. We joined that family. and they took us under their wing, and all their bands took us under their wing. Strung Out took us out. Sick of It All took us out. The Mad Caddies took us out. No Effects took us out. That was huge. I mean, I cannot overstate how huge that was.
How is it when you're a new punk rock band winning over those audiences? That cannot be easy, especially like a No Effects crowd where they're coming to see Mike and the guys, and they're probably not going to be particularly nice.
Yes, dude, it was. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was how I learned how to be a front man, was getting heckled.
Yeah.
You know, like opening up for No Effects in Western Canada in the early 2000s. Those people were there to see No Effects, you know, and there to see Fat Mike. And we don't do what No Effects does. You know what I mean? And so you had to be able to stand there and sing and entertain for 30 minutes, whether people wanted to see you or not. Opening up for Sick of It All in Germany, you know, like in the height of like their European domination. Though, like I got beers thrown at me, I got yelled at, you know, like all that stuff. And that was moments like that. And then you'd shift to like the Mad Caddies tour, and they're a ska band. And so now we're opening up for a ska band, and those people came to see them. So you had to like figure out like, what are we going to do here? And those were the moments where you realize this is where I put my tail between my legs and I go home and I say, this is it. I'm not meant for this. Or you kind of like clench your fists and put your head down and lean into it, you know? And that's what we did. And so those years were so important and like formative for me as a singer.
I remember reading Henry Rollins' book about those Black Flag tours. And, you know, obviously I would assume that these shows were stepped down from these old Black Flag shows, but he talks about going back to flats and like literally washing out chunks of spit from people.
Call Universal Windows Direct today at 314-334-2522, and they'll upgrade your new windows to triple pane glass for free. That's 3 layers of glass between you and the cold outside. What that means to you is an extra protection from the elements, consistent temp in your home, increased energy efficiency, and reduced heating costs in the winter and AC costs in the summer. With triple pane windows, you're going to notice that your home is quieter and more comfortable. Schedule your free in-home estimate today, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. That's buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. You get it. You live in a mansion, you're getting a good deal. Plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Need something to sweeten the deal? Fine. Tell them I told you to call, and you get an additional $250 off of your next project. I don't know what else you would need. Make the call right now. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to universalwindowsdirect.com, and like Optimus Prime, you will be saying, Autobots, I love my windows.
We are backstage at Point Fest, and Kevin from Candlebox joined. How are you, sir? Great to see you, man. Great to see you. So there is so much to talk about with you, and had the great fortune of being a chat with you a few weeks ago. But there's some things that I wanted to talk that we talked about then that I'd like to talk about again today. 25th anniversary of the Candlebox debut. Isn't that an amazing thing at this point? How do you, as the guy that did it and was the key element in this, how do you look back and see the staying?
Rizzuto Show. And by the way, happy birthday, Rizz. Yeah, take your shirt off, blow a horn. Good times.
Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. 314-624-3833. That's 314-NA-DUDE or 618-398-3833. We will be playing Golf Course or Rehab in just a little bit. We are live on the Mick Ultra studio cams. Email us RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. You can follow us at RIZZ Show. I was looking at the weather earlier, and it looks like we're going to have more and more rain. It is the monsoon season now. And then it looks like next week's going to be pretty sunny and hot. Oh, good. Which is pretty cool. So I guess it's a usual May eventually. Today is May 14th, 2024. Which means that 48 years ago, in 1976, former Yardbirds singer Keith Relf was electrocuted, died in his home. Legend has it that he was tuning his guitar in the bathtub. That's not true. He was actually in his basement playing that guitar and I guess using a poorly grounded amp.
No. Bummer.
Crazy, right? 42 years ago, 1982, The Clash released Combat Rock, featuring Should I Stay or Should I Go and Rock the Casbah. 35 years ago, 1989, Family Ties airs its final episode after 7 years on NBC. The show launched the career of Michael J. Fox. 32 years ago, 1992, Lyle Alzado, an Oakland Raider who became an actor after his playing career, died of brain cancer at the age of 43. Alzado claimed that the cancer was caused by steroids because Lyle was one of the first athletes to admit to using them in public. 28 years ago, in 1996, Magic Johnson retired from the Lakers for the third and final time. 28 years ago, in 1996, on this day, Melanie Griffith married Antonio Banderas. Today would have been their 28th anniversary, but their love is gone, just like Melanie's Antonio tattoo. They divorced in 2015. 26 years ago, in 1998, Seinfeld aired its final episode after 9 years on NBC. Most people hated the final episode. The cast finally reunited on Curb Your Enthusiasm to give the show a true, proper send-off.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Yep. Sorry, spoiler alert. It's been a few weeks. And I, for one, I kind of liked the final episode. I understand the arguments against it, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool.
It was pretty perfect.
26 years ago, in 1998, on this day, Frank Sinatra had a heart attack and died. He was 82. His last words were, "I'm losing."
Dang.
I'm losing.
R.I.P. Frank.
Yeah, wasn't that the Seinfeld Frank Sinatra thing? Didn't they say that he was at the airport or at the hospital so quickly because everyone was at home watching the Seinfeld episode? I think it was like lightning fast that he was
I don't remember.
taken to the hospital. Also, 26 years ago, 1998, this is a big day. George Michael pleaded no contest in the Beverly Hills Municipal Court to committing a lewd act in a park restroom. He was fined $810, given 80 hours of community service, and ordered to undergo counseling. 20 years ago, in 2003, on this day, Robert Stack, the man whose deep voice and gravitas made Unsolved Mysteries so incredible and Airplane so hilarious, he died of a heart attack at the age of 84. 20 years ago, in 2004, Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin had a baby girl. They gave her one of the most classically terrible celebrity baby names.
Apple.
I don't think it's all right.
Yeah.
Apple.
Apple.
18 years ago, in 2006, The West Wing and Malcolm in the Middle both went off the air for good. Malcolm ran on Fox for 7 seasons. The West Wing ran on NBC for 7 seasons as well. 16 years ago, in 2008, the U.S. listed the polar bear as a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act. And that is what happened on May 14th back in the day. All right, Lern, what do you got in the world of celebrities?
Well, tonight, Adventures in Carneyland, the docuseries debuts on the CW app and CWTV.com. And this is Billy Corgan's unscripted series that's going to stream on CW. It offers a look at how he balances his life in the Pumpkins and other jobs as a promoter for wrestling and other things. So be on the lookout for that.
What's it called?
It is called Adventures in Carneyland, docuseries.
Adventures in Carneyland.
And it looks pretty interesting. You get to see his wife, and they talk about their kids and whatnot. So if you're a fan of Billy Corgan, which I think all of us in here are, check it out on CW.
Have you seen the previews for it? Or anything?
I have, yeah. We're gonna actually, Scott has that on the blog, so there's a trailer up there if you want to see. I didn't listen to it for any edits. I guess it's on the CW, so there probably isn't any F-bombs that need to be edited out, but it's pretty cool. It's behind the scenes. If you're a wrestling fan, a Smashing Pumpkins fan.
The CW, huh?
Yeah, I didn't even know that still existed.
Me neither.
Will there be a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers reunion? Their 50th anniversary is in 2026. Guitarist Mike Campbell tells Rolling Stone magazine, the management said that if we did it, the original band would get back together, have some guest singers, maybe do a couple of shows. Mike Campbell says we left on a high note musically, so I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Tom Petty did die at the age of 66 in 2017 after an accidental overdose, which is just so awful. Serge Tankian's memoir, Down with the System, publishes today. Denny's, and I got some audio for this, Moon. Denny's is super psyched about the way Flea raved about them on the Netflix show Everybody's in LA with John Mulaney. 2 audience members were sent out to find Flea, and when he came back to the studio, he told everyone exactly where he was. Here's Flea.
I was at Denny's. I'll tell you what LA is. LA is Denny's. Denny's is a magical place. It is a sanctuary in this town. It is a microcosm of LA. It transcends all cultural and ethnic and economic boundaries. It's a beautiful place. You can find everybody in Denny's. I was just there. There are all these beautiful Latino kids just coming from their prom. Well, you could go there at midnight. People bring their babies there at midnight. And you might say, you might just go, well, they better take that baby home. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know why that baby's there. They might be locked out of their apartment. I know I'm locked out of mine. You all I want to say is, God bless Denny's.
Right on,
Kind
Flea.
of awesome. I love Flea. When he talks, I'm
fun
like,
is that?
I think I love this
His
guy.
book is really interesting. If you like memoirs, it's odd, but tells a little bit about his story. And he's going to be writing more of them because it only goes up to a certain point.
Is it odd? Is it kind of written in his tone?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So no ghostwriter, nobody cleaning it up, making it all.
No, it's pure
Wow.
Flea.
Oh, I love that.
A couple of rest in pieces. Jazz great David Sanborn passed away. You probably don't know this guy's name. He was 78 years old, but you definitely know his sax. And so here is, and he's probably most well known for this song, Young Americans from David Bowie. Check this out. That's it.
I recognize that sax
Hot
anywhere.
sax. David Sanborn passed away at the age of 78. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2018. Continued to perform. He even had dates booked in 2025.
Wow.
So much love to him, and may his music live on. Moon sent me this yesterday. Susan Backlany is another name who maybe you probably don't remember her name or who she is, but you do remember when she got killed in the skinny dipping ocean scene from Jaws, that opening scene. She's the babe that goes skinny dipping, in 1975 and is one of, what's Jaws' name? Oh, the shark's name.
I don't know the shark's name.
Oh, he's got a name. It's like Roger or.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we can look that up.
I do remember that now.
He's got like Fred or something. Anyway.
She was the hot skinny dipping babe, the first victim of Jaws.
Yeah. Bruce is the Jaws.
Bruce
is
that's
his
right.
name.
She must have tasted good because that's what gave Jaws the taste for man flesh.
For more.
Yeah.
Yeah. She died at the age of 77. So rest in peace to her. In TV news, NBC unveiled its schedule next year during the upfront presentation yesterday, and people are excited. Snoop Dogg is joining season 26 of The Voice. He's going to serve as a coach, which made me think, I wonder if we're going to open The Voice up to hip hop, right? Because it's country, it's pop, it's rock. Could this mean that rappers and up-and-coming hip-hop artists could be part of The Voice? I think they should be able to, especially with somebody as iconic as
So they haven't done
Snoop.
that yet?
I don't think so. I don't watch it, so maybe I'm wrong. But Gwen Stefani, Michael Bublé will be there. Reba McEntire is returning. So congratulations to Snoop Dogg. Late Night with Seth Meyers is going to continue on NBC for the next 4 years. He recently renewed his deal with the network through 2028, and he just celebrated 10 years in February with the Late Night show. Seth Meyers also has a production deal with Universal Studio Group to produce content for NBC, Peacock, and other networks. Our celebrity Lord and Savior on this show, as I've learned, is Judge Judy, and she's suing the National Enquirer and In Touch Weekly for defamation. She wants them to pay big. Both publications ran a story claiming that Judge Judy was trying to get a retrial for the Menendez brothers, who are both in prison for murdering their parents. Judy says, when you fabricate stories about me in order to make money for yourselves with no regard for the truth or the reputation I've spent a lifetime cultivating, it's going to cost you. When you've done it multiple times, it's unconscionable and will be expensive. And it has to be expensive so that you will stop.
You don't mess with Judy.
They're in big trouble.
They're in big trouble.
Yep.
Big trouble.
You don't jingle Judy, dude.
Who cares? I think it's crap. You're a moron.
Yeah. We got you, Judy. Ellen DeGeneres is dropping another comedy special. She says it's going to be her last on Netflix as well. So the last comedy special from Ellen. The veteran comedian and former talk show host previously appeared in the 2018 Netflix special, Relatable. And this will be her first stand-up special in 15 years. or I'm sorry, that was her first Netflix special in 15 years, back in 2018. So this next one is the end of her 2 special deal with Netflix, and she says will be her last. Now, I don't know if she's meaning that because it's the last one with Netflix or if she's never going to do a comedy special again.
Hey, did you know that David Sanborn, born in Tampa, grew up in Kirkwood?
No way.
Kirkwood, Missouri.
There you go.
Oh, neato.
Yeah,
He needs a star on the St. Louis Walk of Fame. Maybe he has one already.
St. Louis's own, we must say.
Edgar Wright, the genius who gave us Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and Scott Pilgrim versus the World, might be directing, and I am completely down with this, Barbarella with Sydney Sweeney. So we remember the 1968 classic Barbarella, hot-ass Jane Fonda, never looked better than her as Barbarella. Gorgeous, odd, space-traveling heroine. And so, I don't know. I see this, and I can see Sydney Sweeney. She's gorgeous. She's got kind of a Jane Fonda-esque look to her.
I don't know what this is, Barbarella.
Oh, man.
It's
an odd movie.
Yeah.
It's like the
I don't know
height
if
of
I've never
psychedelia.
seen it, but it's one of those it's one of those you'll know the poster immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So 1968 science fiction film directed by Roger Vadim, based on the French comic series by the same name. Dude, it is an interesting poster. So it's like her in kind of her underwear floating in space with a gun in her hand.
Oh, man, there's all
Yeah,
sorts of
she's
sexual
wearing-
innuendos and the whole thing.
Well, then the whole title, it kind of looks like Clockwork Orange. So
Yeah.
it almost looks like a Kubrick type of poster.
It's kind of
It's
like
just of that era.
tongue-in-cheek when I think of that. And I heard like they were going to cast Judge Judy, but she's too busy
She's
suing
too busy
people.
suing?
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. Halle Berry stripped down nude for her boyfriend who posted the sexy shot on his Instagram page. Halle's seen posing nude with her booty all pressed up against a balcony and says, "Happy Mother's Day from the bottom of my heart." She looks good. Halle Berry can definitely, more power to her just being out there on that balcony, straight buff. Tom Brady paid tribute to all the mothers in his life, including his exes Gisele Bündchen and Bridget Moynihan on Instagram. And he said, "Happy Mother's Day to these kind, caring, compassionate, and powerful moms that I'm lucky to have in my life. None of this would be possible without your love." So he's probably trying to suck up after that Brady roast. And finally, I'm not a gamer, but I know a lot of our audience is. College Football 25 is not going to be cheap. We're probably just a couple months away from the release of College Football 25 from EA Sports. And more news about the game just leaked. It looks like the regular version of the game is going to be $70. But then there's going to be a special Heisman edition of College Football 25, and that is priced out at $150.
$150, dang.
$150. So more details are on the way. We won't have to wait, too long for more announcements. May 16th is when all of the announcements are going to be made. And that is your crap on celebrities.
Thank you, Lern. Celebrity celebrating a birthday today, Miranda Cosgrove. That's Margot in the Despicable Me movies, one of Jack Black's students in School of Rock, and the star of iCarly. She's 31. Rob Gronkowski is 35. Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook out of his dorm room in 2004. His net worth right now is $164.2 billion. He's 40. Amber Tamblyn, that is Charlie's long-lost daughter on 2.5 Men. You may know her from Joan of Arcadia, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, House, and Arrested Development. She's 41. Sofia Coppola is 53. Cate Blanchett is 55. Danny Wood. You guys know who Danny Wood is?
Danny Wood.
Oh.
You're going to be bummed at yourself, I feel.
Danny Wood.
New Kids on the Block.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
no.
This is Danny from New Kids on the Block.
I was a Jordan Knight girl, okay?
Weren't we all?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
truly. But,
I was a Joey girl.
Danny Wood is 55. Fabrice Morvan, that is the survivor of Milli Vanilli. Blame It on the Rain. Girl, You Know It's True. Fabrice Morvan is 58. Mike, is it Inez or Inez?
Inez.
Mike Inez played bass for Ozzy Osbourne, Alice in Chains, Slash's Snake Pit, Black Label Society, and, of course, Heart. Mike played bass for Ann and Nancy Wilson in 2003 and 2004. This dude's been everywhere, and he's 58 today. Raphael Sadiq, that's 1/3 of Tony. So that's one of the Tonys.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Tony.
Is 58. CeCe DeVille, Poison guitar
bangers.
player, is 62. Tim Roth from Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Planet of the Apes, Incredible Hulk, and Hateful Eight is 63. Tom Cochran, which, by the way,
Tom Cochran.
Life is a Highway.
Is a highway. It's a cover. Or no, he was in Red Rider.
They say, this writer says that he's the best Canadian singer ever. You are wrong.
Who is the best Canadian
Celine
singer?
Dion is number 1. Brian Adams is number 2. Duh. Tom
I don't
Cochran
know about that.
can take his place.
I mean,
amongst
you got the
thirds.
Moose up there as well. I think he's number one.
Tom is 71. David Byrne, the Talking Head singer, is 72. And Robert Zemeckis is also 72. Directed Forrest Gump, Back to the Future trilogy, Romancing the Stone, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Castaway, The Polar Express, Welcome to Marwen, and Pinocchio. Dude's done a few things. Zemeckis is 72. And guys,
What?
George freaking Lucas.
Happy. May the force be with you.
Lucasfilm, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, George freaking Lucas is 80 years
May
old.
14th.
What's that?
He was born on May 14th.
May the 14th.
May the 14th be with George Lucas.
Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Tammy White. Today's birthday girl's been in 216 fine films, including Backdoor Bonanza 12, Big Melons 32, Bitches in Heat 14, Crocodile Blondie 2, G'day mate, Going the Outback Down Under, Dirty Harriet, Enema 6, okay, Enema of the State, The Man Trap, Sleazy Rider, Virgin Cheeks, and who can forget her role in 1986's Genital Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Tammy White
Hospital.
is 61 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those were your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.
It is 7:55. Let's hear the latest traffic and weather from Lern.
And it's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway, the Confluence Music Festival with Luda, Riley Green, and more. And the NASCAR Cup Series is happening June 1st and 2nd. Tickets available at www.raceway.com. We have an incident northbound 55 just before Imperial Main Street. Vehicle is crashed there. 2 lanes are closed, left lanes. And then eastbound 70 on-ramp from 94. There's an accident there as well. On and off rain picking up after noon today. A high of 68 will have us. And then 57 is the overnight low. Right now it's 62 out there. And your point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco. Heating and air conditioning. More reliable than your damn St. Louis weather. What?
Let's do some food news next.
Well, big things happening in the 21 Pilots camp. And you know what? If you are going to talk about 21 Pilots, there are legitimately no better 2 people in which that you could call to talk about said band than our guys. Gentlemen, it's wonderful to see you again. Hello, and it's been a while. Hello from St. Louis.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it has
We're
been
excited.
a while.
Man, it's really great to see you guys again. And the first thing that we want to talk about is the 21 Pilots Cinema Experience. Now, it's coming out on May the 19th. There'll be a special encore on May the 22nd. But I want to know, this experience came about a year or so ago during the pandemic. And I'm curious, the show was so well done, so well produced.
There is a lot to celebrate this month. Graduations, end of school year approaching, barbecues, warm weather months ahead. Of course, you want to celebrate in a clean home. And you got to call the best of the best because your home, your family deserves it. The cleaning pros at Zero Res. Now, you know Zero Res as the zero residue carpet cleaners. They don't leave behind any of that dirt-attracting soap. They don't leave behind the chemicals. Trust me, don't risk it for the other guys or go DIY with your carpet cleaning. Your carpet's going to end up soaked for days and actually doing more damage than good. Keep them outside and not under your carpets. Just check out all the reviews online. A 4.9 Google rating. Schedule today. Get 3 rooms, zero resified from St. Louis's #1 carpet cleaner for $129 and take $50 off your air duct cleaning. Make sure you mention the Rizz Show. Book with ease. ZeroResSTL.com or call 314-474-2020. Zero Res spelled backward or forward spells the same. It's Zero Res.
Check this out. There's nothing. It's a blank canvas.
see that? The plants are coming in nicely. Come a long way since last year.
So here we are, way back Point Fest. Goldfinger, everybody.
Shaka.
Yes,
Hey.
yes. And so here's the thing, okay? John, first things first. Seen the band a million times. Phenomenal band. You've changed members here, but now you've got a goddamn all-star team going on with our buddy Mike, and then we've got Phil here and Moon, and it's just...
Phil and Moon.
It's funny, he's never called me that.
I've never
Never
called
once.
you that ever. And I'm sorry, but that was the first thing that
It's
popped
his
into my
fault.
head. It's the first thing
Moon
that
was
popped-
telling me because I've known Moon a long time, and I've watched him transition into this amazing frontman of Greek Fire. It's just an incredible transformation that we've made from when I first met him with this like afro out to here, and just like this kid straight out of college. Did you go to college?
No, I did not go to
This
college.
kid straight out of high school.
Right.
Like, did you go to high school?
I did go to high school. I even finished with a kid.
Okay.
Well, it's really
Me
great
too.
to have you guys. But how does Mike get in the equation? How does Moon get in the equation? Like, how do you decide these guys? Because I know you, obviously, with the work you do as a producer, there's tons of musicians everywhere that you can get to be a part of Goldfinger.
I think the first time Goldfinger played with MXPX was probably 1996 up in Seattle.
Yeah.
Radio show.
Yeah, radio
and
show.
I remember like same thing. I mean, Mike was a teenager when I first saw him play, whenever that was, and I've known him for forever and ever and ever. And I watched MXPX grow from like an opening band into like headlining bigger than Goldfinger. It was like amazing watching. Look at this guy. I mean, he's such a handsome guy, great songwriter, great voice, great bass player, everything. And so when we just started talking one day, when Kelly joined Buck Cherry, it was sort of like I had tours booked, and I'm like, who would be my first choice?
Right.
Mike Herrera would be choice one. And I called him, and it all worked. And here we are.
How about that?
Here we are. Still doing it.
Woo! And
Great new record, by the way.
And it is. The knife is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I told Moon this, like, I don't buy CDs anymore. I'm a download vinyl guy. But I was buying something at the record store, and they had the knife, like, right there at the display. And I was like, well, I got to get this. And it's fantastic. It's everything that I want in a Goldfinger record,
Thank
man.
you. How do you download vinyl, by the way?
I don't download vinyl.
I just want to know, because if there's some new technology on the radio that you know about, I need to learn.
Well, it's good to know that I'm getting crap from you after just meeting you for the first time. That's fantastic. But you know what I mean? Like I don't really buy the records anymore, but I really wanted to hear it. And Put the Knife Away is such a great song. And so talk about the Goldfinger record and how that works these days. I mean, obviously a gigantic chunk of these ideas are yours, but talk about how Mike and Moon weigh in and make it the Goldfinger record altogether.
I had a lot of the ideas kind of mapped out. Travis Barker played on the record, who's my neighbor. So I kind of had the song, the bulk of the songs kind of done. And then these guys came in when we were rehearsing for that 1 week of LA shows when we played with Travis. And I basically said, whatever you want to do, play your own parts, write your own guitar parts and everything. And they just kind of played on top of Travis's beats that already existed. I had most of my vocals done. Mike sang on probably half the record and Moon sang on the other half. And so I felt like it was a conglomeration of all of us.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, listen up. Hoffman Brothers is hiring. If you're a plumber or HVAC field pro and looking for a change, then Hoffman Brothers, what a great company to work for. Top guaranteed pay in the market, 3 weeks paid vacation in your first year, plus 9 additional paid holidays, free health insurance for you and the family, and a 401k match up to 8%. Plus, did you know Hoffman Brothers is the premier home services partner for both St. Louis City SC and the St. Louis Cardinals? So you'll have access to tickets to games throughout the season. To apply online, hit up HoffmanBros.com. Now, with the warm St. Louis summer, all that heat is headed our way. Have you scheduled your air conditioner tune-up yet? When was the last time you changed your air filter? Here is a reminder from Hoffman Brothers. Now is the time to get that tune-up on the books. Get it scheduled. Don't wait until it stops working. The maintenance on your air conditioner once a year is just as important as your oil changes in your car. Call today, schedule online, HoffmanBros.com. Hoffman Brothers is an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Your chair at least stops. Mine just steadily like moves. So I could not be facing you by the time this interview is over. All right, so here we are, Enterprise Center, gigantic sold-out show with 21 pilots tonight. Josh, it's really great to see you again, man.
Yeah, great to see you too.
So first things first, so we did this promotion a little bit earlier where a bunch of our winners asked you guys questions.
Yeah.
And first of all, the questions from the listeners were amazing.
Fantastic.
I mean, they were really great, really well thought out. But also what I really appreciated, man, is that you and Tyler, like, took the time to really answer the question.
Rizz?
I've been stacking up a lot, even just these last 3 days. A lot of food news, and I don't want to miss any of this stuff because some of it is time sensitive. If we're being real, a couple opportunities out there too. So let's get into some food news.
Food news.
If you are a stuffed foods fanatic, this week has been stuffed with exciting news, particularly these two. Oscar Mayer has a new line of stuffed hot dogs in stores nationwide. They have 3 varieties, so instead of just filled with, whatever that is, or meat, inside the dogs, you can now get one packed with cheese, one with chili cheese or jalapeno cheddar. An 8-pack costs you about $5, and I do love some jalapeno cheddar stuffed dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I will admit.
I like their whistles better.
It's like when I like it when it has like a little bit of a kick. The last one that we had, I forget what it was. I don't remember which brand, but it was like a giant dog stuffed with this jalapeno cheese that was spicy as heck, and I freaking loved it. It was a great combo. And now that you guys got me on the relish kick,
Yeah.
I'm trying to put that stuff on everything. I put it on a turkey sandwich the other day. Guys, relish is the greatest thing ever.
Relish is the greatest thing ever, and I like to make a tuna salad. Like when I want to make, you get a can of tuna in the water, not the oil. You can put relish in there
Oh, man.
and make a little tuna salad that way. Or if you maybe don't like relish, but you love capers, put a little caper action in your tuna salad.
Interesting.
Whoa.
And it's super good, too.
But the relish, you do a little olive oil, or what do you do? Mayo or olive oil?
Mayo and relish and tuna.
Yummy.
Super good.
It's that season for all that.
I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't try the relish until my 40s. It's the greatest thing ever. Burger King is adding mozzarella fries nationwide. After they were a hit in some test markets, they're basically fry-shaped mozzarella sticks, and they come with marinara dipping sauce, and they're going nationwide. Sounds like they aren't a limited thing. They're trying to make it a permanent new menu item. I don't know if those are out yet. If they are, maybe if you're in the chat or you want to, tweet us at RizzShow Show, let us know if you've tried these things and how good they are or not. I will say, man, I was really down on Burger King's fries. I thought they were trash because they made a different recipe, but they have changed them. I had them within the last year, and they're really good.
Yeah.
They're good fries.
Dang.
This is perfect if you're 21 but wish you were 12 and missed juice boxes. Welch's just joined the canned cocktail trend and unveiled 4 flavors for summer. Vodka cranberry, passion fruit mojito, watermelon mule, and a grape juice flavor called vodka transfusion. They released a photo, and no way this is going to be confused for anything else. They're 5.9% alcohol, so a little stronger than like a White Claw.
Yeah.
And their angle is they're better because they're made with real juice. Looks like 20-year-olds on TikTok found out that apple juice masks the taste of tequila really well. So now that is going around about.
Did you see the cans?
No, show me a picture.
Yeah, I want to see a kid think this isn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, no, I did see these
Yeah,
cans.
they look like they're
And they
just
look
juicy.
like-
That's a kid's drink.
They look like canned juices. And then
Yeah.
in small letters it says vodka infusion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going to get anybody in trouble.
No.
You ever come home from the grocery store with impossible ground beef, kale, hummus, kombucha, and think, just because they're cool? In a new poll, 26% of Americans admit to buying healthy foods at the grocery store, quote, just because they're trendy. We're assuming that they still eat them, but they've all bought something because they think they should eat healthier, only to have it go to waste before that they figure out how to use it or when to use it. Overall,
I've been guilty of TikTok. You see the cure-all kind of, if you get this food, it's the ultimate thing. It's got this vitamin, that. So then I'm like, gotta get it. And then it's the last time you try it.
I got to go to the store later today, and I got a whole list.
you don't let things go to waste. You guys aren't buying stuff and letting it go to waste. You're not buying it just to buy it, right?
No,
what goes to waste more than anything in my fridge is the salad. I'll get those pre-washed boxes of salad.
Yeah.
And
what is it, Skinny Girl or something?
Yeah, Skinny Girl greens or whatever. And I always get the smaller one. But man, I mean, sometimes I'm just not in a salad mood, and I try like freezing them or put them in smoothies or put them on sandwiches or whatever. But I can never get through like a whole box of that stuff.
Yeah. Get through it?
Do you put a paper towel in there?
No.
You should start doing that.
What does that do? Takes the moisture out?
Yeah. So
Really?
keep them fresher longer.
Oh, yeah.
I will start doing
It definitely
that.
adds a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
For sure. Even if you do the bag, just put a paper towel.
Where do you put it, inside the thing?
Yeah, you put it in the bag or in the little box. You know, it comes in those little plastic boxes now.
Okay.
Yeah, you just put a paper towel in there.
It's nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I kept
Learned
wondering.
that trick from my wife.
Yeah, my wife started doing it as well. This is a while back, and when I first kept seeing it, I kept thinking, is somebody reaching in here with a paper towel to grab lettuce,
Right.
and they keep leaving the paper towel in? This is so gross.
Hilarious.
Overall, 65% of people would rate their grocery shopping habits as at least, quote, somewhat healthy. But healthiness is only our fourth highest priority behind cost, quality, and household preferences. The poll also asked what types of people, what types of food people would want, would be more likely to splurge on if they could, and organic produce is number one. Things that are high in good stuff like vitamins and nutrients is next, followed by sugar-free versions. Then there are things that have reduced bad stuff like fat and sugar and items that are free range. Some would argue that Taco Bell has never served Mexican food. I know that you're in that camp, Rafe.
Yes.
And their march away from it continues. They're testing new crispy chicken nuggets at locations throughout Houston this month. They also did a small test run in Minneapolis last year. Their nacho fries have been popular, so mini nuggets are the logical next step, as most people think. They do at least include a few ingredients associated with Mexican food. They're infused with a jalapeno buttermilk marinade and coated in crushed up tortilla bits. Any of this speaking your language?
No.
You're just against them because of the brand.
I'm against everything about it.
What if they're the greatest thing ever? Would you admit it?
They won't be.
What if they're the greatest
I would
thing
admit
ever?
it.
Would you admit it?
Yeah, of course. I'm a fair captain.
They also come with two new sauces, a new bell sauce or a jalapeno honey mustard. Now they're speaking my language.
Honey mustard?
Jalapeno
Well,
honey
why
mustard.
do this? Why? To me, it's like, okay, stay in your lane. Stay in your damn lane, Taco Bell.
What is their lane?
Their lane is, we're trying to do Mexican food, and we're going to try and do it, and we're going to do it the American way, and you're going to be drunk when you get it. That's what their lane is.
And to help America not be constipated.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but like you got the Chick-fil-A, you have Raising Cane's, which I'm a Raising Cane's purist. I love it. Some people call it trash. I don't.
Rizz hates it.
Even McDonald's. I mean, that was the first McNugget right there. And it was, even though they're shaped strange, I mean, they're delicious.
But you're saying that's a McDonald's thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a McDonald's thing at one point. They had to branch out and try this whole thing.
Dude,
and
for my whole life, it's been a McDonald's
I bet you
thing.
there are
Dairy
people
Queen
barking,
was-
telling McDonald's to stay in their lane.
No. You know why? Because it's burgers. It's burgers, it's Filet-O-Fish, it's chicken McNuggets. When I go to Taco Bell, I'm not thinking McNuggets. I'm thinking burrito. I'm thinking one of those vegetarian sweet potato, little, I don't even know what the hell it is, but it's delicious at 1 a.m.
Hang on. When was Taco Bell? How long has Taco Bell been around?
Since the 60s or
Look it up. Somebody look up when
About the
Taco
time of the rise of communism.
Exactly. Thank you.
the Red Scare, huh?
Yeah,
So
I think right around there.
The Red Scare and then
62.
62. When did they start serving chicken? Because I feel like they probably did chicken before McDonald's did.
okay, you know what?
Not chicken nuggets. I'm just
Right,
saying,
just
chicken,
chicken.
in the
Let's see here.
quote unquote burritos.
Chicken quesadilla.
Don't know.
I'm just curious, and I'm not defending. I'm just devil's advocate here.
I've been seeing their
a
little
5-piece
ad.
of this stuff, by the way, only costs you $4. A 10-piece costs $7. No word on when they're going to offer them nationwide. They're still testing it, but this is the second market they're testing them in, so that's got to be a good sign.
McDonald's, I'm sorry.
Hit me.
They started serving chicken McNuggets in 1983. I was born in 85, so my entire life it's been McNuggetsville.
What about Taco Bell?
And then Taco Bell. What would it be? The chicken quesadilla, right?
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, just using chicken, just putting it somewhere. This is, by the way, this is not the first time that they've dipped their toe in the chicken nugget game. They also had something called the naked chicken chips back in 2017. I don't remember those at all. They were triangular chicken nuggets that you dipped in nacho cheese.
Taco Bell's been serving various chicken forms since 2017. It's been earlier.
Just
than
like
that.
pure. You're talking about like
just chicken
nuggets. I don't remember those things, but it said that diehards were really upset when they were discontinued in 2017.
2001. Taco Bell first introduced chicken quesadillas as a promotional item in 2001.
Get out. Well, all right. Then McDonald's has it by a couple decades.
Yeah.
You probably squeezed an avocado to see if it's ripe, or
Yep.
maybe even knocked on a cantaloupe. But where do you draw the line? You guys.
Paper.
Listen, you guys and my wife and the majority of humans think it's okay to go and test grapes before you buy it. I think that's freaking stealing. I think it's weird. I can't believe it. I understand your arguments. You've made me a convert to be neutral in the argument, but it's still a little weird to me, and I can't do it. Some woman posted on TikTok after watching a lady open up a container and start squeezing blueberries. And she did it with 2 tubs before she finally picked one. So are you guys squeezing blueberries to find out if these are the ones
You
that
can
want to
look
buy?
and see.
These people are monsters. I
You
don't
can
know
just
what
look
they're
and
doing.
see.
I mean, you got to be kidding me, right? That's freaking gross.
I did think of you all yesterday when I was eating blueberries on top of my yogurt, though, because you all said the blueberry is the best berry,
And?
and it was delicious.
Yeah.
Blueberries are the best berry. And yeah, I rinse them off, but I assume that nobody has touched them since they've been
Right.
pulled.
I'm not opening a container and touching anything.
No.
I will squeeze an avocado. I think that's permissible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but you
touching-
do it lightly.
Molesting blueberries on the rack, that's not okay, man.
No.
Totally not okay. I'm glad
Keep
we
the
all
lid
agree.
on.
I'm glad we all agree on that one. Have you ever noticed the dusty stuff on packaged shredded cheese? So, like yesterday, we had wraps for dinner, and you reach in, you get the shredded cheese, or you be a less civilized person and you toss it out of the, you kind of shuffle it out onto your wrap or your burrito or whatever. Well, there's an anti-caking agent on this stuff. It keeps the shreds from sticking and lumping together.
Oh, yeah.
Different companies use different methods. Kraft uses cornstarch. Tillamook uses potato starch. Sargento uses powdered cellulose, which is basically wood chips, like refined wood pulp.
That's awesome.
Lucerne uses both tapioca and potato starch. Other anti-caking agents can include calcium sulfate, which is a component in cement.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
That all sounds questionable, but they're all food safe in small amounts. Still, not everybody is excited about ingesting these substances raw, so there's a social media trend now of people washing all of their shredded cheese before use.
Ew, I don't like that
Interesting.
either.
People are dumping their shredded cheese into a colander, rinsing it with water, and then drying it on a paper towel.
Give me that mild cheddar quickcrete.
Yes.
Yeah, give me
I don't mind.
Give me some sawdust. I'm fine with it.
Mix it up. My belly's the little tumbler. I got those on the back of the truck. I'll just mix it up in there. I love all that cheese.
I'm pretty sure Mallory and the Rizzuto House both banned any of those shredded cheeses and little Parmesan things because of the wood chip thing. And now we only get
Please.
the Parmesan in these like weird tubs, and you got to eat them kind of quick, and they're good. They're really good. But now it's in my head that there's wood chips and things. Or not wood chips, but you know what I mean. Something in there. Yes, it's ridiculous. Rinsing cheese is messy, and you have to measure it out first because then you can't return the clean cheese to the fridge. Even if it's dried, it can develop mold faster. It has to be washed off. You're basically washing off all the mold inhibitors. You won't drop dead from this stuff. It's included in shredded cheese, but if it seems unappetizing, there is another option: buying a block and shredding your own cheese, and that's pretty much.
Well, that would require some effort. Hey, that Tillamook shredded cheese, the farm-style cut of shreds, nobody ever talks about how excellent that is.
It is good.
And you know what? I sometimes late at night, what I'll do is I'll sneak into the kitchen.
Tell me about it.
And I will open up the fridge, and I'll just get my little hand in there, and I'll just eat them straight out of the bag.
A pinch.
Like some sort of late-night savage.
A pinch at a time.
Oh man, I love it.
It's my favorite way to eat cheese.
Is that the tub? Is that the tub?
Yeah, you feel like you're one of those the claw machine.
Like, ooh, I won a prize.
Late night claw machine girl.
Lunk, lunk.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever you drop just goes on your shirt collar.
Who cares?
Who cares?
No
Eat
one's
it
around to see it. I
later.
got 2 dogs. The evidence will be gone in the morning.
Oh my gosh. If the Skittles Taste the Rainbow ad campaign lives rent-free in your head, now you can live rent-free in the Skittles Rainbow. Skittles has announced a new promotion where they're offering one person the chance to live in a tiny Manhattan apartment for free for a year. It isn't just any apartment. It's super colorful. There's a lot of Skittles decor, so if you have a sugar habit and you're easily tempted, this could be intense. If you're trying to visualize the funhouse, it looks like a kind of place where you can imagine like a divorced middle-aged Ronald McDonald moving into.
You know what I missed? The first year on this show, somebody gave us a ginormous bag of Skittles that were the studio Skittles, if you remember.
Yeah.
And you and I would just snack on those just
couple,
one at
2,
a time.
3.
Yeah. And then we would play, during commercial breaks, the RizzShow would play the guessing game where we would put one in our mouth not knowing what the color was, and we'd have to guess.
You did
I missed
well.
those days.
You, of course, because you were the champion. You got it right every single time. Where the heck did our Skittles bag go?
We ate all of them.
I don't know.
We need to
Where
replenish.
them picnic bars go?
I have a stack of them in the right above my desk. If you want one, you're always welcome to.
We got picnic bars there?
We do have. We were given an entire pallet of picnic bars. Here's the specifics, by the way, for this tiny apartment. It's a tiny 353 square foot apartment with 1 bathroom, not far from Midtown Manhattan. So it's in a sweet spot. Even at that size, a year of free rent is huge for this location. The building also offers a fitness center, a roof deck, an outdoor grill, a laundry room, and bike storage. Your, quote, lease would run from June 15th of this year to May 14th of 2025. You can enter for a chance to win now through Tuesday, May 21st. So you have 1 week. Skittles.com/littlesliving. I don't care what it looks like. A free apartment in Manhattan.
Heck yeah.
It's
So the
incredible.
trick is you win this, and then you run out to your friend for like $6,000 a month.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a business move.
Yeah.
353 square feet. That's this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the size of the studio. If
crazy.
that. Right? I mean, isn't, or am I thinking, no, it's
Wait,
got
how much-
bigger than
how many
this.
feet is-
353 square feet.
Yeah. I've been renting this out on Airbnb.
Yeah.
People
it's
No one
Yeah.
said anything to me yet.
It's
Just weekends.
Wow.
Here's another opportunity for you if you want to go the other way. In April, Panera added ranch to its menu for the first time ever. Instant hit. According to a statement provided to Food and Wine, the dressing sold out in its cafes around the nation, and Panera's 100% over forecasting for units sold of the chicken bacon rancher on a weekly basis. So with all that, Panera thought it prudent to hire for a brand new position, a ranch hand. With an unprecedented ranch demand after launching our largest menu transformation in history, we are in need of a ranch hand to help wrangle the increase in demand.
Let me get it with my good hand.
This new hire, the Post continues, will champion the call for ranch at exciting locations across the country as they lend a hand behind counters, in the kitchen, and at the drive-thru to deliver on the chicken bacon rancher cravings. With this job, the person has to be willing to get their hands dirty and do any task, big or small, that needs to be done to ensure hungry patrons get their hands on all the ranch they desire. This ranch connoisseur will wrangle the enthusiasm and help make sure people get what they want and need from this very important flavor. The job is part-time. Listing notes that applicants must have a full-time love of ranch. Only qualifications are that you love ranch, you're an expert in ranch pairing, and have exceptional guest service experience. Doesn't have the pay here.
You get paid in packets of ranch.
Yeah, the packets too. Oh, packets. So
I
down
just
with
rode in from the Hidden Valley. Heard you all was hiring in here.
Welcome.
If you're interested, ranchhand@panerabread.com is the email you're supposed
I just
to do
rolled
there.
in from Wishbone.
That's
Oh,
right.
oh,
Well, if it isn't my arch nemesis.
wait a minute. Are we in the middle of a ranch bra?
Oh, no.
Dude, the weird thing is when you say ranch enough times, I swear I smell ranch.
Ranch.
Ranch. Don't you smell it?
No, but I don't understand our ranch fetish as a nation. This is the one thing that everybody gets on. And I'm a ranch girl.
Dude, it's buttermilk.
But people are obsessed.
Yeah,
It's spiced up buttermilk. How can you go wrong?
that's
I
my
know.
wife's favorite. That's for sure.
I always go ranch when I'm dumping when I'm dunking.
Dude, don't we all?
No, I go ranch when I'm dunking my hot wings. You know, I never go blue cheese.
Dude, if you think about it, it's just
And then I'm dumping.
It's kind of spiced up liquid cheese.
Yeah.
It's a liquid cheese.
How do you like
Watch
ranch?
your tone.
But you don't like mayonnaise. What's up with that?
Me?
No, Scott Rizzuto, if he were here.
You know what? I'm going to say this. I'd say it to his face, and I think I have before. I think his whole hate for mayonnaise is trendy, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
it's the
too.
clown thing.
It's
We've
just a
said that.
trend. Yeah, it's the I hate cheese. I hate mayonnaise. Oh, do you?
Do you really?
You really do?
Yeah, you
Okay.
Well, I like eggs. I like oil. I like blah, blah, blah.
I think it's you can do without it, and it's cute to say that you're on this train.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
Whatever, dude.
Cool train. What's your favorite condiment? Where does it rank as far as health goes?
BBQ
Probably
sauce.
Magnum.
Let's see. So someone asked nutritionists to name the best and worst condiments for your health. So while we're talking about mayonnaise, while we're talking about ranch, I got the top 3 in each. I got the healthiest and the least healthy condiments.
Show me barbecue sauce, least healthy.
Yep.
Barbecue sauce, least healthy, number 3.
Hello. That's my fave.
This is going to crush some people because barbecue sauce is my favorite as well, followed by ketchup, which is number 2 on the least healthy.
Ooh.
But mayo is the worst because of all the saturated fat. Ketchup and barbecue sauce, obviously, they're just loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can I always buy the Heinz ketchup with no sugar, and it's just fine.
But doesn't it just have corn syrup?
No.
Oh, it doesn't?
It's healthy. It's like whatever it is. I mean, is it healthy? Probably not. But is it better? Possibly.
Well, the least healthy, mayonnaise, ketchup, and barbecue sauce. Now, for the healthiest, what do we got?
Mustard.
Olive oil. Yeah.
Mustard.
Mustard has no calories,
0 calories.
no bad effects.
Vinegar. It's very limited ingredients.
Yeah.
Vinegar might be number 1 because it's good for your gut and adds a lot of flavor without adding salt, sugar, or fat. Mustard also has little to no sugar, but it's a little tiny bit salty, so it comes technically second after straight vinegar.
Cool.
And then salsa. Now,
Yeah.
do you consider salsa a condiment?
Yeah, of course. It's a dip.
It could be both.
You dip a chip in salsa just like you dip a fry in ketchup.
I don't
Sometimes
put
I
salsa
pretend
on
it's my
no
salad
sandwich.
too.
You don't but you put it on a taco, and that's a upright sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I can see how people are going to be. Every time we talk about food, man, we just
People get so
blasted about how
passionate. I
we're
know.
fools, and we're talking about big salsa now, and big salsa's
I guess if you don't-
manipulating the data.
If you don't eat it straight, it has to be a condiment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Because you put on eggs, you.
Like relish would be a condiment. I would
Yeah.
think that would be a
Right.
pretty healthy condiment.
They say salsa is third, the nutritionist here, only because it can be salty, but obviously it's really good for you because it has a ton of vegetables.
And a lot of them, again, with the limited ingredients. Most salsa doesn't have too much. Even the big brands don't have that much in it.
True.
Yeah, we're a salsa family, and my wife keeps buying all these different types, and it's been really good because we get to try all these new ones. But when you get one that looks good and isn't, man,
I know,
That's
such a
a
bummer.
bummer.
start eating chips that are naked, and who wants that? Who wants that? That is your food news. Let's get into some games. We got Point Fest coming up on May 18th, this Saturday, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, featuring Bad Omens, Wage War, Grandson, Avada, and more. We are going to play Golf Course or Rehab. Call in now, 314-624-3833. That's 314-NA-DUDE or 618-398-3833. We will play next. We are playing Golf Course or Rehab. Rafe is going to give you the name of either a golf course or rehab. You just have to tell us which one. He'll even tell you where in the country it is. No wasting time, though. I don't want you cheating and Googling and all that kind of stuff. Just give us the answer. And if you get 2 out of 3, you get Point Fest tickets. We'll play next. It's 8:28 on this fine Tuesday, May 14th. Lern coming at you with some traffic and weather.
And it's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Confluence Musical Festival is happening with Ludacris, Riley Green, and more. NASCAR Cup Series 2, June 1st and 2nd. Tickets online at www.raceway.com. We have a stalled vehicle on southbound 55 just before 141. The right lane is closed. Weather today, on and off rain, picking up afternoon. High today of 68, a low of 57. And by the way, I was looking on Saturday's forecast for Point Fest.
Yeah.
High of 81.
Yeah, baby.
Mainly sunny with some clouds.
Woo,
Low
hang
of
on,
61.
hang on.
I'm excited. Perfect.
That's quite exciting.
Right now, it is 62 out there. Your Point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning, more reliable than your St. Louis weather.
And thank you.
So here we are, our very first Ho-Ho show of 2017, our Christmas show. You will be our first band that we will see, 2/3 of Biffy Clyro. Gentlemen, how are you? It's really great to see you.
Really well, and after that introduction, we're very excited to be opening up the ho-ho party.
The
ho-ho party. Ho-ho party.
And I feel like, even if, I don't know if you know the Rise Against guys, and I know that musically you guys might not necessarily be in lockstep, but I feel like this is a really great rock and roll show. How are you, good sir? It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, I'm doing well. We're struggling.
Huh? Victory Men's Health. Obviously, you can hear me and see that I need a top off from Victory. I'm going to go out there and get one of these vitamin-infused IVs and try to get me back on the straight and narrow, man. The Netflix is a Joke Festival took it out of me. I've been feeling kind of crappy for the last couple days. I got to get it back out to Victory and let them get me taken care of. And you can, too, because they have 4 locations. There's one in East O'Fallon, Illinois, and Missouri, and brand spanking new one in Sunset Hills, Missouri. And then there's the one in Town and Country that Lern, King Scott, and all of our families go to. So whatever you're feeling, if you're not feeling 100%, you can go to Victory Men's Health. They'll test your blood down to a cellular micronutrient level. They'll figure out what's going on with you and give you a customized treatment plan. And they will stay on you about following up and taking care of your health. It's like having a best friend coaching you along the way. So don't wait. Take your health back in 2024. Do it right now. Schedule yourself an appointment. Go to victorymenshealth.com. That's victorymenshealth.com.
It's a nerve-wracking day.
Why?
You guys and Queens of the Stone Age, back-to-back interviews. I'm already a high-strung person. Whew. I can't wait to have a beer when this is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
You don't need to worry about us.
Well, yeah, but I do though, because see, here's where the rub is with me and bands that I really like. If it's a band that I'm about, I can power right through. Mm-hmm. But then when it's a band that I really dig, then there's a bit of that fanboy stuff that starts popping out, and that's what I'm trying to control. So here, I'm bringing it down. I'm going to do my best professional interview as I.
You're doing very well so far.
Together, we can all do this.
We can all do this. So I had the fortune of seeing you guys on Saturday. I was in Austin at ACL. And I want to talk about this. I got to talk about this.
Right.
Because I know you guys had troubles. I guess it was with pedals.
With cables and amps one time.
You know, we've had some pretty wicked storms roll through over the past couple weeks. Hail, fire, brimstone, whatever. How's your roof doing? You don't know what's going on up there. You should call the Happy Roof just for an inspection. You should call the Happy Roof because you should have your roof inspected every year or so. Now, if you have roof damage and your insurance company's already paid you out, but you need a roofer that's going to give you an estimate, the Happy Roof Company. If you need help with the insurance paperwork on your damaged roof, the Happy Roof Company is going to help you out. Did your insurance claim get denied, but all your neighbors got new roofs except for you? Call the Happy Roof Company. They work well with the insurance companies. If you have a leaky roof, an old roof, a damaged roof, or your roof is hella ugly, the Happy Roof Company should be your first call. If you call today, they can have somebody out to look at your issue within 24 hours. That's what sets them apart. They're a local company, not storm chasers. 100% of the market is in the St. Louis and surrounding areas, headquartered in Sunset Hills. Best products, residential roofing, commercial roofing, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 314-665-3001. They're online at thehappyroof.com. It's the Happy Roof Company. They put the happy in happy endings.
It's 105.7 The Point. Donnie Fandango backstage, way back Point Fest, Goldfinger, and we got everybody. How you guys doing? It's great to have you.
Woo! Thanks for having us.
Well, and welcome back to St. Louis. I know specifically people were absolutely stoked to see you guys and have you guys back here. And, you know, our buddy Moon is waving that Goldfinger flag when you guys aren't here, man.
Moon rules.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've known Moon way before Moon.
Thanks, buddy.
He's a really good man and an incredible musician, and it's an honor to have him in the band with us. Really, really incredible.
You know, and I say this, and we're going to do this. We're going to make him feel uncomfortable. We're going to talk about him right in front of him, all right? But you have access to probably thousands of musicians. Moon, we see what Moon does with Greek Fire and things. What was it about him that you wanted to bring him into Goldfinger? Obviously, he can do a lot of stuff, so I would assume that. He's a good-looking dude. There's that, too.
The first conversation I think I ever had with Moon was, would you make out with Sting? And his answer was, of course, yes.
Yeah, in an instant.
Yeah.
Can I get an autograph, too?
And we both were in agreement that we would both jerk him off. And that was actually what we were talking about.
That actually is
It wasn't
true.
about making out.
Yeah.
It was about...
Yeah, you had the poster above, and I was like, that's my dude, man. Him and Garth
And you
Brooks.
slept in the studio and wanked every night to Sting.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you that. How did you know that?
My camera, I had my camera on you.
Man.
So I was wanking to you, wanking to him.
One question that I have is, you know, we see you guys do these little pockets of tours here and there, and I know you guys all have day jobs in which that you do with other bands and producing and things, but why don't you guys do more? It seems like when you do, people are freaking pumped when you're playing shows and putting out a record. Is it just a matter of timing, I would assume, with all of the other projects that you have going on?
Well, I mean, look, there is a bunch of factors, including my knees are not 18 years old anymore. And we all of us, I mean, I'm probably the oldest guy in the band. I mean, our boy Nick Gross here on drums is our youngest member who's got
16.
very healthy knees, but only one testicle. And that's okay, though.
Yeah,
it's a big testicle.
It's hard. It's large and in charge.
Hey, that's good,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's just good that you make use of whatever it is that you have.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I'm
true.
saying?
It's true. It gets the job done.
And that's all that matters.
He's about to have a baby, so it works perfectly well.
Yeah, it worked great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know, yesterday I was mowing the lawn, listening to The Knife. What a freaking great record. What an absolutely amazing record. How long did it take you guys to put that together? And when will we hear any more new music from Goldfinger?
It's a great question. I mean, look, that record was 10 years since Hello Destiny, 8 years, maybe 8 years since then. So I had written a bunch of songs that I knew I write for a lot of other groups, and I knew that these songs specifically would not work for these other artists I was producing, and I kind of held them in my back pocket. And then in the end, I kind of wrote maybe 7 songs that I felt like could round out a record, and then Mike and Phil played on the record. Charlie just rejoined the band, Charlie Paulson from 1994.
Charlie Paulson.
Good to have you back.
Charlie
Love
Paulson.
you, Charlie. He's played, how many shows have you played now with us?
Back 5.
I know that I've said this to you guys before. I was talking to you here at this venue when you got arrested at the Warped Tour back in 95 or 96.
Loveswoods.com. I love Woods Basement Systems and what they've done for my home. Fixed my home, made it so much safer for my parents because I had a front porch situation that was really, really bad and dangerous. It was a safety hazard. It was an eyesore. It was bad. And, of course, with all this rain that's going on right now, you're probably starting to see some weak spots or really suspect some weak spots in your basement. So, of course, Woods Basement Systems is there for you. And you can there's a very special offer waiting for you right now at moonloveswoods.com. Go to the website, moonloveswoods.com. Just see what I'm talking about. You got nothing to lose. It's a website, moonloveswoods.com. All things, basement waterproofing, egress windows, anything that you need on your basement. But of course, like I mentioned, the front porch or maybe your driveway is sinking, it's cracked, it's starting to go down. If they can raise my front porch, this whole slab of concrete that had weight on it and all that kind of stuff, if they can raise a highway slab, if they can do all that, they can raise your driveway for some concrete leveling as well. Now, these kind of problems with your home, I know, you think you just want it to go away. This stuff is not going to go away with time. It's going to go away with Woods because Woods is going to fix it right, and they're going to fix it forever. moonloveswoods.com. Check out Woods Basement Systems, the all things basement-y experts. moonloveswoods.com.
Ever found yourself in the middle of your daily deuce and thought, I wish this was funnier? Today's your lucky day. Welcome to the Number 2 Show. I'm your host, Rafe Williams, stand-up comedian, plus-size male model, and co-host of the Rizzuto Show on 105.7 The Point. What is the number 2 show? Well, it's me on the toilet talking to you on the toilet, just like it sounds.
Happy birthday, Rizz, whenever it is.
All right, let's get right to it. It's time to play. Okay, and today we are playing golf course or rehab.
Yes.
Rafe is going to read you the name of either a rehab facility or a golf course. They tend to share the vibe, you know, when it comes to naming. He'll even give you the city and the state of where they are, and all you have to do is tell us, are they a rehab facility or a golf course? 2 out of 3 right, and you win. Point Fest tickets coming up May 18th, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater this Saturday, Bad Omens, Wage War, Grandson, Avatar, and more. It's going to be such an exciting show. We are doing a pre-party over at Hot Shots Bridgeton from 11 to 1, and then going right over to the show, and we are partying. Let's get some callers on the line. We have Colton in O'Fallon. Colton, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
We're doing all right. Are you prepared to play golf course or rehab?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Rafe.
Let's do it. Okay.
All right, Colton, here we go. Dawn Farm in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Dawn Farm in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Is that rehab?
It is a rehab. Well done. Hey, man, you feeling all right? You want us to do it?
I got this.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Optimus Prime is going to read you another one, Colton. If you get it, you get Point Fest tickets.
Ocean State in Johnston, Rhode Island.
You got 3 seconds, man. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. He said rehab.
Nah, you're too slow, man. We're
Gotta be faster than that.
No Googleable time here.
No.
We're not giving you 15 seconds. It's got to come
cut
quicker,
out.
Colton.
All right, Colton, here we go. Green Mountain.
Yeah, we can hear you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
All right, here it comes. Last chance.
Green Mountain in Killington, Vermont.
Is that golf course?
Yeah.
Well done, Colton. Hang tight. We'll get you some Point Fest tickets. Let's go to Kyle. Kyle in East Alton. Kyle, what's happening, man?
Hey, what's up?
All right. Here we go. Golf course or rehab?
Cool. We're in a
You
dryer.
guys in the middle of a drum line? All right, here we go. Spirit Hollow in Burlington, Iowa.
Rehab.
That is a golf course. Golf course.
Here's your chance to turn it around. Victory Bay in Clementon, New Jersey.
I'm going to go with rehab again.
Nailed it.
Here we go. For all the marbles. Holland Pathways in Wichita, Kansas. Are you inside of a garbage truck right now?
He said golf course.
I actually work at a garbage place.
Oh, no way. All right, he said golf course. And let's see. Kyle in East Alton. See you later.
All right, brother.
All right, let's go to Michael in St. Louis. Michael in St. Louis, can you hear us?
Yes, I sure can.
All right, are you inside a garbage compactor right now?
I was, but not anymore.
Okay,
Right
great.
on.
Excellent.
Golf course or rehab? Here we go.
Here we go. The Ranch in Southwick, Massachusetts.
Rehab.
Golf course, brother. Turn it around right here. Great Hope in Westover, Maryland.
Oh, that's got to be a rehab.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, CJ in Pacific.
Yo.
What's up, man? I feel like Rizz would be
Not
proud
much.
of us just cruising through.
Yeah.
All right, CJ, here you go.
Split Rock in the Bronx, New York.
Rehab.
Sorry.
Here we go. Turn it around. Birkwood in Hudson, Wisconsin.
Golf course.
See you later. All
Bye-bye.
right, Vinny in St. Louis. We're just cruising through. We got Point Fest tickets to give out, so I want to give everybody as many chances as possible. Here we go, Vinny.
Vinny. Dawn Farm.
Hey, happy birthday, Rizz.
Oh, thank you
right.
very much.
Riz isn't here, but thank you. Dawn Farm in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
That's a rehab.
Right on.
Darn right it is.
Prairie Falls in Post Falls, Idaho.
Golf course.
All right, Vinny, we're putting you on hold. I just realized that we had Dawn Farm in Ann Arbor, Michigan twice. So, but I'm happy he got that one. Vinny got that one. Let's go to Lunchbox Ethan. Lunchbox Ethan in St. Louis. Hi, Lunchbox.
How you doing, Moon?
All right, I'm doing all right. Let's give you a chance. Golf course or rehab?
Elkhorn Ridge in Spearfish, South Dakota.
Golf course.
Nice.
Yeah. Pine Grove in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Golf course.
Ah, no, close. One more chance.
Here we go. The Shoulder in Spanish Fort, Alabama.
Golf course.
I'm sorry, Lunchbox. Mitchell
With the
in
rehab.
St. Charles. Mitchell in St. Charles. Here we go. Golf course or rehab?
Good Road in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Rehab.
Well done.
Nice. And this is our last caller. This is it. This is it.
This is it. If you get this right, you get the tickets. We end on a good note. Paco Ridge in Sandla Park, New Mexico.
Golf course.
Nice.
Bam.
Nice.
What a way to end it.
Congratulations, Mitchell. Yeah, let's just end it like that.
Right.
End it on a high note with
End
a
on
nice
a hottie.
winner. Thanks, man. How you feeling, man? How's your voice?
I feel amazing.
You feel okay?
Yeah, I'm ready to do some karaoke.
Now that you did a little bit of the gaming, now you're feeling
yeah,
a little looser?
Stuff's loosening up.
Okay, good. We'll have a rousing sports report up next.
Oh, please, yeah.
And then maybe some Headline Hooshe, and we'll get into some more fun. It is 8:45 on this fine Tuesday after early morning. It's my afternoon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. 8:45 a.m. Traffic and weather. Here's Lern.
And it's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Confluence Musical Festival is featuring Ludacris, Riley Green, and more. NASCAR Cup Series is happening too, June 1st and 2nd. Tickets available at WWTRaceway.com. Eastbound Revis Barracks is temporarily blocked at 55. There's an injury crash there, so avoid it if you can. Emergency vehicles westbound 40 before Maryville Center Drive. The right lane is closed due to an accident there. Rain today. Starting afternoon, and it's going to be on and off throughout the rest of the week. But like I said, Point Fest, sunny, 80 degrees this Saturday. It's going to be awesome. High today of 68, a low of 57 tonight, and right now it is 66 out there. Your Point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco, heating and air conditioning, more reliable than your St. Louis weather.
You know what? Let's sneak in a little bit of listener emails next.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
So in my life, I'm a connector. I like to connect people to other people, good things. And when I know a good thing that's going to help you with a big decision like car buying, I'm not going to lead you down a path that's wrong, okay? I've been a Munganast customer since 2017. That's where I got my Acura TLX from St. Louis Acura on Manchester Road. That is where I go each time that I need an oil change or if anything is happening with my vehicle, I take it straight there. And what's great about Munganast dealerships is you don't have to have a vehicle from them, make a model from the Munganast brand to take it to their service centers. But I will promise you this, they're going to treat you like Munganast family because it is top notch. Whether you're waiting at the dealership, or what you need the shuttle or you need a rental to, run some errands while things are happening to your car, they got you covered. And the service is just top notch. And so I want you to know Munganast's name. Now, Alton Toyota over in Alton, my friend is Jamie Burkhardt. He's the GM over there. You can actually call him right now, 618-539-2288. He's good people. He'll take great care of you. They have a weirdo special. Get that oil change and tire rotation for no additional charge. stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. Tell them that Lern from The Point sent you.
There's a big tour, big show coming to St. Louis, April the 1st over at the Chaffetz Arena. And I am very stoked for the very first time to be chatting with Co Wetzel. Co, you'll be at Chaffetz. It is the Road to El Paso Tour Part 1. And we're playing the song Creeps. And it's really nice to meet you, Co.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having us on. Thank you for jamming the music, dude.
Now, no problem at all. And we got a lot to get to here. But as somebody that's kind of new to you and what you do, what was the first music in your life that caught your ear, that made you, that started to like kind of lay the foundation for you being a very passionate music fan?
I'd probably have to say Nirvana. I grew up on all kinds of music, and then I found out who Nirvana was in the eighth grade or seventh or eighth grade, and uh, I don't know, man. They kind of grabbed me. Kurt's voice and the way that they put all the music together was unlike anything I had ever heard, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I got to do this.
And so was it that record? Was it Nevermind and In Utero, whatever, Nirvana in general? So that was the one that was like, all right, I want to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up playing music but it was always, country
All
and
right.
stuff like
So
yeah.
then on top of that, when did you yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I apologize. But so when did you feel like, you know what?
Mentality Health guys, they are the difference makers. When you want to make a huge difference in your life, you want to achieve those goals of feeling better, looking better, and performing your very best, Mentality Health is there for you. And, there's a lot of people that are trying to do similar things, but nobody's touching Mentality Health. They are the difference, a huge difference, in products, in resources, in location availability, and even better, their staff. Their staff is just incredible. They're looking out for men in the area. Very specific clinic to make sure that men in the area are feeling, looking, and performing our very best. Maybe it's testosterone replacement therapy, testosterone treatment made simple. Maybe it's your vitamins that you might be lacking in. I don't know, but they will. After a blood draw, you talk to the board-certified physicians. They're going to find out exactly where your numbers are. They'll help educate you on what free testosterone is, what your testosterone levels are supposed to be at, what your vitamin levels are supposed to be at, what your PSA means, where those numbers are supposed to be. And wherever they are, they're going to get them back to 100%, making sure that no matter what age you are, that you are going to achieve those goals. You're going to get that difference. So if you're going to stop, if it's time for you to stop making excuses and start making changes, you do it with the best. That's Mentality Health. Check them out now. You can even book a consultation right there. South County and a West County location. All of the information is available at mentalityhealth.com.
We're talking about shopping local, right? STLmattressdirect.com. Mattress Direct, right here in St. Louis. Campbell Mattress, made here in Missouri. Missouri-made mattresses. Why pay to get a mattress made somewhere else and shipped here when you can get such a deal right here from Mattress Direct? And right now they're celebrating Campbell Mattress's 90th anniversary by giving you free sheets and 2 free pillows with the purchase of a Campbell mattress at Mattress Direct. Check them out now. STLmattressdirect.com. You know, I may not get the quantity of sleep that I want, but I'm definitely getting the quality. 100% quality because of the sleep specialists at Mattress Direct. STLmattressdirect.com. It's a St. Louis company. They even make the mattresses right here in Missouri. So if you want the best quality sleep that you can get into any of the locations and talk to the sleep specialists. They will match you up with the right bed so your quality of sleep is at an all-time high. Check out the website now, STL Mattress Direct, or any of the locations out there, because sleep rules. Get some.
Golf carts are so cool, and maybe you're jealous of your neighbor who's got a golf cart. You live in Soulard, or you live out in Eureka. You live out in Newtown. Everybody's got golf carts. Where should you go to get your own custom-built golf cart? Be the coolest kid on the block at Getaway Carts, your one-stop shop for custom-made golf carts. Yes, made-to-order golf carts. You pick your color, you pick your seats, you pick your wheels, you pick your body, you pick your lift, whatever. Whatever you could think of, whatever you could dream of, Getaway Carts could do it for you. Lithium battery installs and swaps, of course, honest face-to-face interaction. You'll talk to the owners directly. Their service is what sets them apart. This is not a big box store where you're going to get a cookie-cutter, run-of-the-mill, whatever. This is Getaway Carts. Best prices in town, golf carts, accessories, batteries. In fact, I was down there a couple weeks ago, sat in a brand new Magix X Series, now offering 0% financing. And they only sell golf carts, nothing else, just golf carts. Free delivery on golf carts to your home when you buy one. Visit getawaycarts.com. That's getawaycarts.com.
Well, gentlemen, we will see you in St. Louis on Sunday. We are so excited to have Point Fest back and to have you guys be a part of it. But I want to kind of talk about this from a couple of different angles, all right? First and foremost, the crew that you have working with you in the Seether camp, I'm sure is scaled down because of, the craziness that is the pandemic. But can you talk about...
All right, let's get into some emails. We are live on the Mick Ultra Studio Cams on the Points YouTube. You can always email us at RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Emails are brought to you by Kloss Furniture. The lowest price is guaranteed. We have something for everybody. I like that. We did it in stereo.
Kloss Furniture.
Let's start with the entertainment reviews. Hello, Ted.
Hello, Ted.
Moon, thank you for introducing us a month or two ago to The Effect. It's a band with Steve Lukather's son and Phil Collins' son.
Oh, yeah.
I've been hooked on their few songs that they have out right now, but I'm completely subscribed. Something's Wrong kind of has a Yes feel, the band Yes, and I love it. Steve Lukather is a musical genius, and I'm glad he's passed down his genius to his son. I can't wait until they start going on tour. Love when you recommend bands on the show that not many people have heard of. Your suggestions are usually bangers. Weekly segment of bands to check out, question mark? Or at least what's another one that you're now hooked on? Since you recommended one, and if you haven't heard of Monster Truck, that's my gift back to you. Killer band, groovy songs. I can see them opening for a Point Fest in the future. The Lion is a good song, although the cuss words happen... the cuss words happen at the end of verse 2. That's Jeff, future pork steak officer, Crab Rangoon Division, Team Rizz member.
Nice.
1073.
That's pretty awesome.
Love it.
Thanks,
Didn't we do a point event with Monster
Yeah,
Truck?
they came through. I think I saw them at the Duck Room a long time ago.
Wow.
Itty bitty little place to see them. But they're a hardcore heavy metal, not heavy metal, but they're hard rock band for sure. I like them.
Put a skip in your step.
Anybody have any suggestions as to, what something might be, maybe not a new band, but like a band that maybe a lot of people haven't heard of that you're kind of on right now?
You know what? Rafe introduced me to the Red Clay Strays. And
yeah.
I have been, and I'm not like a country fan per se.
Yeah.
But man, they are so good. And the lyrics, I was just listening to an interview with them. Who was the comedian that
Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn had the guys from Red Clay Strays on, and I was listening to it over the weekend, and they're just good dudes. I think they come up from Alabama, or I don't know where they're at,
Yeah.
but anyway, I'm not a country fan at all, but I really enjoy the sweet music that they make, and their lyrics are really well written. So that's a band that I've been.
They rip pretty hard too.
Yeah.
Like they rock out. It's like rockabilly. They're good.
Yeah.
They're actually playing in
Saved on
playing down in Murfreesboro, Illinois. I'm going to the show June 7th.
Yeah, in a cave.
In a cave.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be cool.
And
they
they just
came-
played Red Rocks.
If they came through, I was just going to ask, if they came through St. Louis, where are they playing? Are we talking about Del Mar Hall? Are we talking about?
I could see him at the Factory. I could see him at
Wow.
St. Louis
They
Music
played
Park.
at
real unknown band, huh?
Oh, yeah, they were just in town.
Hawthorne.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Hawthorne. They were at a little venue there.
They're gonna blow up though
I was gonna
because
say,
they're
they-
opening for the Stones right now on a couple
Yeah.
dates, and like,
Gee whiz.
I would go see them now when you can see
Before.
them in a small venue because I bet that time is limited.
Yeah, see him in St. Louis at the Hawthorne, or see him in Colorado at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Right.
Same,
They're doing all
same
right.
exact kind of.
And they're also on the festival circuit, and that interview was really interesting because they talked about, and Moon, maybe you would say this too, playing a festival kind of sucks because you're on a time limit. And playing smaller venues, playing itty-bitty places, so much cooler than a festival spot because it is so fast-paced and you only get a 45-minute set, and you're connecting to maybe people that don't know you yet, and so that's a good thing about it. But they were talking about how they would play any bar, any honky-tonk ever over a festival.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a particular type of band, and it's a completely different attitude when you're at a festival. You're at a festival, you know that, okay, well, this percentage is my fans here, but I want to make sure that my fans are getting the most of me as they can, but our set also needs to be designed to be bang, 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 because we're only doing 45 minutes or 40
Right.
minutes or whatever. So we want to make sure that we're throwing all the energy out because we can. We don't have to fill 2 hours. So it does change the whole vibe of it, and I can see how a lot of bands that doesn't play well. For Goldfinger, it plays really well because like our headline sets are awesome because we get to do all these deep cuts. There's so many different Goldfinger records, so a lot of diehards that request things that we can throw in at a headline.
Yeah.
But dude, for a 45-minute set, we can do that full energy. Just break ankles, boom, 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 burn a ton of fuel, and then get off. And people are like, "Whoa,
What just happened?
What was that?"
Yeah.
So, we do well with festivals, but I can see a band like that maybe just trying to shy away from it.
Yeah.
Plus, you want to have a lot of dynamics, a lot of artists. For me, when I'm putting a Greek Fire show together, I want to do a 90-minute thing because I want it to be a roller coaster. I
Sure.
want to go up, I want to go down, I want to jam, I want to do this,
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
have vamp-in sessions and all sorts of stuff. Anybody, any other bands before I move on?
I guess,
right.
I don't know. Mine would be country, so I don't think it would interest him much.
I will say this. I'm a huge Incubus fan, and Morning View is celebrating, I think, 20 years this year, and they just released the new remastered, re-recorded version of that record, I believe, over the weekend. And man, it is so good.
It's cool.
There's something really neat about listening to Brandon Boyd's vocals as he's aged, redoing these songs, because that album is perfect front to back. One of those that you can just turn on and just let it go. It's a perfect summer record. And so I didn't realize it came out over the weekend, and so I'm getting ready to burn through it. But they had released one of the songs, I think, I don't remember which one they released, but it was so freaking good. And if you're an Incubus fan, it's out. You should definitely take a look.
That's a
listen to
record that makes me sad because I was so into Incubus and I didn't get into the Morning View record.
Really?
And I
Oh.
feel like I missed out on so much.
That surprises me because you're kind of a Zen guy, and that record is just, to me, I can listen to it on the beach. I can listen to it floating out into space. Like, it brings me to a different mindful level
Interesting.
than
Yeah.
other Incubus records.
I think that's how, I think that was the place that Dredge took for me. So maybe that's one that I'll suggest here. Dredge, El Cielo.
Yeah.
The Dredge El Cielo record is a Zen record for me. I listen to that on every plane ride for the most part. But Make Yourself from Incubus was my record. I
great
think I was just
record.
too busy when Morning View came out to understand it and get into it. And Incubus is a band that I like to dive into.
Oh, yeah.
If we're talking about those, like Carnival from Australia, Karnivol.
Yeah, it's like an elementary school Tool.
Kind of, but better. It's really good, especially that
it's
Sound Awake.
incredible.
That album is phenomenal.
Carnival.
And I've listened to that one, and I haven't listened to any Tool. You know what I mean? So it's the good version.
It's like the PG version. You know what I mean? It's like real,
Yeah.
it's real smooth and kind of a bit
It's
more
beautiful,
direct.
though. It's very Australian.
Let's go food emails. Hey guys, listening to Monday's show on the pods, and you guys were talking about all the berries. Nobody said anything about mulberries.
Yeah, nobody's talking about mulberry.
What's a mulberry?
Exactly.
I've never heard of this.
It's out there. It's like, isn't it kind of brown?
I don't know. Can you look
Yeah,
this up?
they're.
It says, has anybody had them, and what do you think? For me personally, mulberries are the absolute best. Thanks, guys. Sent from my iPhone.
Oh, they look like blackberries. They
Yeah.
look like elongated blackberries.
So
Thought you would like that if you
Sent from my iPhone.
baby reindeer.
bragging.
Mulberries?
Yeah, they're just one of those that kind of grows
Wait,
pretty wild
that's a
everywhere.
blackberry.
No.
The schnozberries taste.
See how they're a little longer?
Schnozberries.
I guess so. It just looks like a blackberry. Does it taste similar to a blackberry?
I don't know.
It's got those little seed bubbles.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. 'Cause they are pretty tasty.
All I know is the last berry that we tried, I was so thrilled about, so excited. It was such a letdown. It's a gooseberry or a golden berry. Have you seen those?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they look so cool. Have you seen these, Rafe?
Nah.
They're like,
They look like cherry tomatoes.
they look like cherry tomatoes and grapes kind of like shrunk down into these like golden colors, and they're so pretty. They're so cool looking. And I was like, this is going to be great. And I had one and I went, wow, that's different. I kind of like it. And about the fifth or sixth one, you go, I understand why I don't like why I haven't heard of these before.
Yeah,
These little
gooseberries. No,
guys?
thanks.
Yeah.
Aren't they tart?
Not the ones that we had. They were pretty sweet.
Okay, maybe I didn't.
And they were all yellow. They're all golden. Those look like kind of
These.
miniature watermelons.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had a good time with it,
Okay.
but then didn't. So
All
I
right.
never bought them again.
I'm going to be on the hunt for the mulberry.
Okay, let's see. In Let Us Be Your Google or Geek Squad news, we have an email that says, hey, I listen every day to the entire show. I just got an iWatch. How do I listen with my watch and earbuds so I don't have to carry my phone? You guys have the best iWatches. Could you help me out? I can't figure out how to get my phone app.
Okay.
Thanks.
Listen, all you got to do is download the 105.7 The Point app and then Bluetooth it, I think, from your what? Just, I don't know, man. Are we
Yeah.
Apple tech nerds? No.
Yeah.
It's the same way that your stupid Apple Music works.
Yep.
If you're connected to your Bluetooth to your iWatch and you have the Point app open, much like if you have Spotify, you should be able to listen to 105.7 The Point.
Yeah, get your goggles tuned into the internet, and then that way it'll be easier to get us.
Here's a good one that I think is good to read while Rizz is gone because his head would explode and his
Great.
answer would be 0. Well, hi. That's how it starts. My girlfriend recently has been extremely interested in getting a 4th cat. I have 2 fairly young cats, and I got her a kitten for Christmas. So my question is, how many cats are too many cats? I don't really want another, honestly. I prefer to get a dog. Any input is appreciated besides Rizz the cat hater.
Yeah.
4 is going to be a lot.
It's
You
gonna be
better
a lot.
do a good job taking. And how many litter boxes?
You got to
is that?
have, man, that's a ton of litter boxes.
'Cause that's
you're
like
supposed
2
to have
per-
an extra. You're supposed to have 2 per one. So that's 8 litter boxes
Yeah.
that you should have around your house. You're going to be living in a litter box.
And it's going to smell like, yeah. If you don't do that, they're going to find other places to go. Then your home's
Yeah.
going to smell
You got to
terrific.
teach a cat to go in the toilet.
I know.
Yeah.
You've got to do it. How can you be a cat owner and not try this?
To be honest, my cats are so stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
And they're very curious about the toilet, and I don't want them in the toilet.
When I get my
They'll just be
main
in there.
my Maine Coon, he's going to be trained. He's going to know how to use the bathroom.
You've got to do it. Once I saw that somebody did that, and then there was a YouTube video that teaches you how to do it. It only takes, what, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that? How, if my dog could poop in the toilet,
Yeah.
I mean, are you, unlock of the century. How do you own a cat and not try
I know.
to teach it to poo-poo in the
It's
toilet?
so cool. It'd just be funny too, because I know I've had friends that have had cats that do that, and you just walk in, and there's like little poops in the toilet.
Dude, it's the
It's the
only,
best.
it's
It's
truly
so funny.
the only drawback. I'm a cat lover. The only drawback to cats is the freaking litter box smell.
know.
It
You
ruins,
gotta coexist
it
with it.
ruins it.
It does.
And then it gets all over the floor. Even the those kind that are covered, they're supposed to not
Right.
send them out. It's
Welcome to
impossible.
my
It gets
world.
stuck in the paws, and
So go around the room. How many cats is too many cats?
I mean, I cap myself at 3. 2.5 right now.
how
Mr.
big's
Gray
their
is my
place
half
too?
cat.
Doesn't matter. Just give an answer.
I'm going to say 2 is an awesome amount.
Yeah.
3 is pushing it, and 4 would be too much.
Yeah, I think 3 is pushing it.
4 is pushing it for me. I will say
Find
5
them a
is too
home,
much.
though. If it's stray, find them a home
Yeah.
that doesn't have
But
any.
if it's Maine Coon, you could probably get 20, and that's cool.
Yeah, right. You can only get 2. Those are the giant ones.
Yeah.
Rafe, what's your number?
1.
1 is too many?
No, 1 is the cutoff.
Oh, well, 1 is the limit. Okay.
I was
dare
what
you.
else? It was too many.
let's stay with animals for a second. Hey, Lern and guys, I love that you called for interesting stories about being bitten by animals and wanted to share mine. It is my best story after all. Yes, I was really bitten by a wolf. Back in 2014, I was volunteering at a small zoo in the Midwest, won't say where. This was a small family-run joint, doesn't have the budget for the same safety regulations as places like, the St. Louis Zoo. They did have a wolf enclosure with a breeding pair in it. A lot of the carnivores were fed donated meat from local food pantries that had surplus food or sometimes even roadkill. When we had donated deer carcasses, we would throw the whole carcass in the enclosure and the wolves would feast on it for a few days. Well, eventually somebody would need to go in there and get the bones out, and that's where the story begins. I went into this wolf enclosure with the owner of the zoo, armed with, and I kid you not, pitchforks. I kept guard over the wolves while my trusty pitchfork, while the owner picked up the bones and threw them into a garbage can that we had also brought in. This worked just fine for a couple of minutes. Apparently the female was in heat. We didn't realize it. So the normally friendly male decided to inform us politely that he did not want us there anymore. His enormous head snapped around my pitchfork like it was nothing, picked me up by my foot. I landed flat on my back. My head hit the ground. I saw stars. Thankfully, the owner sprang into action and was able to scare the male away with his own weapon. I jump up like I was electrocuted, thanks to the adrenaline. We both managed to back out of the enclosure to safety. Once the door is locked, we both just sit there breathing for a moment, and the owner goes, "You okay?" And I said, you know what? I think I am.
Yes, Joe Exotic, I'm okay.
I was wearing tough hiking boots, so the worst the bite did was bruise my foot badly. I still occasionally wear those boots to this day. I proudly tell anybody who asks what the hole is from that it's from a wolf. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. This was just right
All right,
before.
that is a cool bragging right, too. You get to say you've been bit by a wolf and survived.
That's true.
That's crazy.
Pretty
That
rad.
is crazy. But I mean, that's the risk you run if you're going to work at a.
You got to be
place like
careful
that.
with wolves.
You do.
They're dangerous.
I want to go to the wolf sanctuary. Anybody ever been to that?
Oh, yeah, it's the coolest.
I
Now,
wanna go.
it had been a long time since I had been there, and I wanted to take the kids there, and we were in the area, so I went by,
Yeah.
and I stood there at the gates in the car, and I just was like, why aren't the gates opening? And there's like a button, and I called, and they go, yeah? And I was like, I'm here for the wolf sanctuary. Like, man, you got to make an appointment, dude. You can't just pop up. This thing's not a zoo. I had no idea.
Right.
Because I guess I had only gone there with like events, like scouts
Sure.
and different things. So, yeah, you do have to make an appointment. Now, we have a friend, a fan of the Rizz Show, that has reached out every time we talk about the wolf sanctuary and has said, like, if we ever want to get in
Oh
there
my
and take
God,
a tour,
let's go.
let's go.
Yeah,
The
I want to go play
Endangered Wolf
Frisbee with these
Center.
wolves.
They are in Eureka, and they let's see. You can go to what is the website? EndangeredWolfCenter.org. That's awesome.
Man, that'd be neato. Yeah, I want to go in there because I'm pretty sure I'm a wolf whisperer. I've never experienced this
You
yet, but
probably
I'm
are.
pretty confident I could just go in and it'll be cool.
I love them.
Hey, all.
Hi.
First of all, I just want to say that I love the show for years, and I know it's been through a lot the past couple of years. Rafe and Lern, you're such great additions to the show, and I love the banter between you two. Keep crushing it. Moon, your movie lines you use throughout the show. I'm not seeing it here, Lloyd. Twins, Basil, you're a weird guy. Ace, Alabama, sir, makes me so happy. Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber are my favorite movies. Keep it up. King Scott, your one-liners are hilarious, even if they're not meant to be.
Aw.
Love the 2SG, and so excited for the new album. Keep doing you.
Thank you, man.
And then it goes
Is this
into
from
Rizzuto.
Rizz?
No, this is from a gal who
Oh.
says, Rizzuto, I am the female version of you and couldn't ask for a better host of the show. Your wife is adorable. I love the chemistry between all of you. And she enjoyed RizzShow Live. Couldn't have been more excited about it. Wanted to spread the love and positivity because the world needs it.
Heck yeah.
And she
I'll
looks
take
forward to every single morning's show. St. Louis loves you. 3 out of 5 stars. Long-time fan, Marissa. Just wanted to end on a positive.
Marissa,
very nice.
you're awesome. Thank you.
So we've established how many cats is too many. If you have a cat, you need to
one.
have it poop in the toilet. And
We're all going to the Wolf Center.
and then we're going to the wolf sanctuary.
Bring your cats. Let's all go to the Wolf Center. It's going to be a
Yeah,
fun day.
It's going to be great.
There's some really good podcasts about the wolves of Yellowstone. There's one on criminal. There's one called For the Love. This is Love Pod, and it's really cool. Listen, it's about like these generation of wolves in Yellowstone, and you find out a lot about like familial ties with wolves. It's really neat.
Yeah.
There was just one in the news too. One of those wolves. But
It's called
we're
Wolf
not.
Number 10.
Okay.
That's the
Google
podcast
it.
name.
The Killing of Wolf Number 10.
Oh,
Criminal
see?
podcast.
And Rafe had to bring up the death of an
Dead
animal.
wolves. I know.
That's good.
We almost
It's
made
not
it
what you
through.
think.
What are you
Be
doing?
glad you weren't here last week because every damn day on this show in the
was.
6 o'clock hour, Rizzuto brought up a dead animal
Yeah,
every damn
the mic
day.
turns on. We're like, hey!
Hey,
Rizz's like,
dead
okay,
animals.
dead animal.
It's like I almost walked. Like by Wednesday, I was like, I'm going to leave.
I didn't do it.
I know.
I was trying to
I
lead
know
us-
animals die.
I
I'm a
had my-
softie.
I've got my finger on the button. I was ready to go and just get out of this before this happened.
We need, you know how you can go to doesthedogdie.com and see if a dog dies in the movie before you watch it?
Oh, that's right.
We need like a
hilarious.
disclaimer on this show. Like the dog always dies on this show. You're going to be sad.
We should put that on the YouTube and
Yeah.
the podcast description.
Exactly.
Scott, get on it.
All right.
The dog dies.
That's funny. I didn't know there was a website like
Welcome
that.
to the Rizzuto Show. The dog dies. It is 9:13.
That's awesome.
Here's another look at your traffic and weather. Lern coming at you.
And it's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Confluence Music Festival is happening on June 1st and 2nd alongside the NASCAR Cup Series. So Ludacris, Riley Green, and more will be in town. Tickets available at www.raceway.com. EMS on the scene to an accident on Natural Bridge at 170. Also, EMS responding to a crash reported on Highway Z at Peevely Lake Road. Be careful. On and off rain today, picking up after noon. 68 will be the high. 57 is the overnight low. For Point Fest, sunny and 80 degrees. It's going to be excellent. We just got to get through this soggy ass week. Right now, it's 66 out there, and your Point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning, more reliable than your St. Louis weather.
Learn sports and America's Headline Hooshe up next.
I'm seeing your bucket list here in front of me, Lern, and some of these are definitely achievable.
Yes.
Some of them I'm not sure about.
Yeah,
Sure.
some of them are going to be tougher than others. The first one, let's just get into it.
Yep.
And, you know, where we welcome feedback. If anybody can help us, put us on the path to make these happen, please let us know. Because it's all about love and helping each other, lifting each other up, checking stuff off. Here's a big one. See Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk, they're broken up.
They're broken up.
I don't
They
think they're ever
retired.
getting back together.
Right.
So,
But the weekend, even this weekend, or even this past weekend, the weekend, the artist said the only collabs he will do in the future is with Daft Punk. So there could be something on the horizon.
what about a Daft Punk tribute act?
Yes.
What about a Daft Punk lunch? Like you're at the Rainbow Room or something like that, and you look over and you're like, oh my gosh, I recognize.
Look at
these
those.
guys.
There's two
Yeah,
guys
no,
in
I
helmets.
Those are the guys from
Because
Daft
it's
Punk.
see Daft Punk. You didn't say in concert.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me clarify. I would like to dance live to Daft Punk, those two guys, those French musicians. I want them
All
to
they're
be
doing
playing
is
music.
press and play on an iPad.
What if they stand
Exactly.
up at lunch and they go bigger, faster?
All right. Okay, so see.
Hey, have you spent some time recently cleaning out your garage, or maybe you got a piece of property and you've got, I don't know, scrap metal lying around? What are you going to do with it? You going to throw it in the dumpster and then say goodbye and that's it? How about recycling it? How about making some money off it? That's Scrap Mart Metals. This is where they come into play. 3 locations, Valley Park right at 141 and 44, Jonesburg and Peevely. Clean, safe, convenient. Lucas, the owner, he's a great guy. Feel free to mention him by name. But they'll take copper, they'll take steel, they'll take brass. Make some money. You know, clean up on job sites is the worst part of the job. Contractors, make it easy on yourself. Get that dump trailer, fill it with the scrap, drive on the scale at Scrap Mart, and let them recycle it for you. Nothing shady. The scale weights are visible to you. Everything, I swear to God, is on the up and up. It's Scrap Mart Metals. ScrapMartMetals.com. That's ScrapMartMetals.com. Valley Park, Jonesburg, and Peevely. ScrapMartMetals.com.
So, after working
Their credit union, Together Credit Union, this is where our family has really been able to get our financial literacy, just up to where we should have been years and years ago. My wife and I have used so many great resources from Together Credit Union to teach our children better financial habits and financial literacy as well. They have accounts at Together as well. Our whole family does. And everybody takes advantage of all that they have to offer their members. And you can become a member today. Walk into any of the 14 area Together Credit Union locations. You can even get started on the website, togethercu.org. And when you become a member, when you open that account, choose that incredible St. Louis City SC debit card. You can choose it right there. There's no cost to it. It's exclusive to Together Credit Union members, and it gives you so many benefits down at City Park. You got discounts on food, discounts on drink, discounts on merch at the team store right there, and express entry. This is a win-win-win-win-win for your entire family at Together Credit Union. Again, anybody can become a member. Just walk into any of the 14 area locations. There's one near you right now. Or check them out online. TogetherCU.org.
Okay, so let's go over Rafe's bucket list.
Okay.
So these are all the things Rafe would like to achieve.
Please tell me you don't have Dropkick on there.
I do not have Dropkick on there.
How about receive Dropkick?
It's on there now. Might as well. So we've been going over all of our bucket list items over the last couple of weeks. We've done everybody's. We did Lern's yesterday. We did Moon, King Scott, Rizz.
And now we do a lot of stuff on the show where we punish each other.
Okay.
So we're trying to develop the flip side of that coin where we try to lift each other up, help each other achieve some of our bucket list things, hence the drop kick. He's always wanted to do it. We're trying to make it happen. You're playing your part in that, whether he would be a good student or not. That's not on you. So this is my final list. And really appreciate all the emails and everybody trying to help us out. And
if you guys can help us out in any way with any one of these bucket list items, let us know.
Helping you achieve them, not just come up with stuff, right?
No,
helping us achieve.
Okay.
Yeah,
helping us
be
achieve.
like, hey, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who has this item that you would need for that challenge, which is great.
Okay.
First one, this is where all this kind of stemmed from. Operation Honeysuckle Rose was to get on Willie's bus and smoke something with him.
Smoke weed with Willie on Willie Nelson's
tour bus, which we made a pretty good attempt at, but got shut down.
You tried to climb in the back window?
Yes, I tried to carry a ladder. I tried to carry 2 ladders in and with another guy, and they caught me.
Yeah, man. If you want to get into any
locked Willie
backstage
down,
area,
dude.
just carry a ladder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's tried and true.
Nobody's going to stop you if you're carrying a ladder.
That's how I go to the movies.
Exactly.
I did, what was it?
I did Barbenheimer.
I did Barbenheimer, just carrying a ladder back and forth to
each theater. Yeah, nobody ever asked for a ticket.
He did, and he didn't. He watched them simultaneously.
So Willie Nelson's tour bus is called Honeysuckle Rose.
Yes.
Was the bus here in town?
It was here. I was told it wasn't. Then I saw a picture that it was. There was a lot of misinformation going on. Now, to show you how close I've been on his old tour bus with his son, Lucas. I've gotten close, and that was the Honeysuckle Rose 2, which was the height of the Highwayman tour. So Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson had all autographed the seats. It was a cool bus, but Willie wasn't on it. So technically, I've been on the Honeysuckle Rose, but it was a Willie-less Honeysuckle Rose, which is only half the mission.
So you've done the B show of being on his old bus and doing whippets with his kid.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
Paige on the instant feedback wants to know if you have ever blown a testicle out during a match.
I mean, I've blown my ass out a couple of times. Yeah.
Who hasn't?
No, whenever you...
Hey, it's Rizz, my friends over at the Bath Authority. If your bath or shower's old or outdated or it's got mold and mildew, broken tiles, it's gross. You got to call the Bath Authority. They provide the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Modern, durable tubs, showers designed with an exclusive high-tech polymer liner. What the heck does that mean? What it means to you is it's low maintenance, it's resistant to mold, it's resistant to mildew, it's easy to clean, and it's going to last for decades. In fact, it comes with a lifetime warranty. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and more. Every unit's custom built. You pick all the accents, the accessories, you pick the safety features, and they come in with the certified factory techs. It could be installed in as little as a day, and all products are 100% made in the USA. Call today, 314-347-0410. Get $1,500 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. 314-347-0410. Schedule that free in-home estimate today. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
All right, Point Fest 2022. It is Liv, and I am so excited. As you know, this is one of my favorite bands ever. The Struts, gentlemen, thank you so much
That was a
for being
lovely
here.
introduction.
So
Thank you very
excited.
much.
So to start, I actually...
Listening to the Rizzuto Show. Happy birthday, Rizz!
What is this? We have goods?
We do have goods.
We have herbal remedies for our sick comrade over here?
Like we were saying earlier, good people exist. And Amber at the Tea Sprout STL sent Rafe a ton of tea.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And honey, and says, we hope this helps, Rafe.
Yeah.
But
That's
so
sweet of you.
sweet.
Thank you. It
Yeah,
is helping.
there's
Whatever's
one-
in this hot tea feels good on my throat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things of liquid over there, and then a whole bunch of little canisters of tea.
You guys, I think.
Yeah, we got some this is like fruity tea. It's really good.
Sweet.
I'll try some of that.
Thank
bad boy.
you,
Amber.
Yeah, thank you,
And
Amber.
Tea Sprout.
and Tea Sprout.
Good people exist. She didn't have to go. She went out of her way to help this guy. I love it.
Very nice.
What a sweetie.
You
Thank
feeling better?
A little bit.
Okay.
Maybe this will help.
Yeah, maybe listening to biggest sports fan
The sports
of our entire friend group, report some sports for you. Here's Lern.
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. And guys, what a night we had. Congratulations to Kyle Leahy on his first win in the big leagues. Yes, Matt Carpenter delivered a clutch hit. 14 hitters came up to a plate. There were 8 runs, 7 hits, 1 glorious inning, and the Cardinals won 10-5 over the Los Angeles Angels. Now, later tonight, we're going to have another shot at this, which is excellent. 8 p.m. our time is when the Cardinals go up against the LA Angels. We got Sonny Gray, who's 4-2, and then Detmers from the LA Angels, 3-4. I mean, this is huge tonight. Let's move on to the NFL. The 2024 NFL season is going to begin on Thursday, September 5th. Set your clocks. The defending Super Bowl champions, your Kansas City Chiefs, are going to be hosting those Baltimore Ravens, a rematch of last season's AFC Championship game. Guys, the Chiefs will be looking to get their 3rd straight Super Bowl and 4th in 6 years. The Ravens, however, led by reigning MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson, are looking for revenge after they lost their last matchup 17-10. The league's going to announce the schedules of all 32 teams tomorrow, so be ready.
Rafe is pumped. That's a great one.
Yeah, I'm pumped. That was the 4th thing I Googled.
The Detroit Lions are signing quarterback Jared Goff to a 4-year, $212 million contract extension. Dang is right. $170 million guaranteed included in this. And sources were talking to Adam Schefter, who I understand works at ESPN, on Monday. Guys, the deal makes the 2016 #1 pick the highest paid player in the franchise history. Again, his name is Jared Goff. Goff's new deal, with an average annual salary of $53 million, makes him the 2nd highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Only behind, who do you think? Super hot.
Mahomes?
No.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback. He makes $55 million. All right, let's move over to a different kind of football. I'm talking soccer. Guys, City SC is back tomorrow at City Park. This time, they're taking on the LAFC.
Yeah.
The match kicks off at 7:30 p.m., and it will be streamed on the MLS Season Pass on Apple TV app. Let's move over to different kinds of balls, talking basketballs. Today is the big day for the NBA and the WNBA. 2 NBA playoff games will air tonight on TNT, with the Indiana Pacers battling the New York Knicks and Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Denver Nuggets. It's a big WNBA game also this tonight. Caitlin Clark is making her regular season debut, where the Indiana Fever travel to Connecticut to play at the Sun. ESPN will have the broadcast, and they have the rights, and so they'll do it. And they're going to be rolling out the WNBA Finals-like production, including multiple camera angles, different viewing options, roving wireless handheld cameras, and player microphones. The game is going to stream on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. Also, this is really interesting. Bronny James, who I understand is LeBron James' son, he's been medically cleared by the NBA, and he's attending the draft this week. Bronny's got a clean bill of health, which was a big deal. He was diagnosed with a congenital heart defect. We know that he had sudden cardiac arrest last summer while he was working out.
Yeah, that was scary.
It was super scary. LeBron James is also a current free agent, and there's been some talk that he wants to play alongside Bronny before retiring. So it's possible that the team, who may have interest in drafting little Bronny, will hope that his dad, LeBron James, will join the team along with him and have that father and son dream turned into a reality. The Blues are off tonight, and we do not have an NFL team. Thank you. That's your sports.
That is the talk, is that they will be going somewhere together so they can play together and do a King Griffey Sr., Junior kind of thing. I mean, I think it's pretty cool, and I don't think he's super... I mean, I'm sure he's loved in L.A. with the Lakers,
right?
But I don't know, man. Would you guys go to a game if we got an NBA team here?
Yes, I want to see LeBron James play before he retires, or I retire too.
Oh, I don't know why, but I really don't care about LeBron James all that much. But
I do.
I would love to have an NBA team here.
I want to go for the sheer noticing of how tall these people are. Like, I want to
sheer
know.
Noticing?
Yeah, I just want to be able to sit there and go, oh my God. Like, and you know, I would love to stand next to LeBron James and know how it is to be that tall.
I've only been to one NBA game, and I got to see Kevin Durant and against Blake Griffin. Anyway, it was a playoff game.
Yeah.
And it's whenever he was on the Thunder, and you talk about tall.
So
that
tall.
dude is super tall, man.
Yeah,
But it's wild. And he has tiny little legs, which is funny.
He does.
But he's
all
one of the most
torso.
athletic humans on the planet.
We're planning on getting over to Denver or Indianapolis and seeing a Pacers game or
That would be
or a
sweet.
Nuggets game. Yeah, I want to experience that with the kids for the first time for all of us.
Yeah.
I just think it would be so cool. During 2020 we really got into it, and the Nuggets sent us a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
and invited us to be a part of their simulcast or their what do you call it, like streaming.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool, man. It was fun, and every time I watch highlights, I'm just like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so fast. It's so skilled. And honestly, what got me into it again this year was watching high school basketball. Like, man, when you see good basketball games, it is so exciting. Well, Lern, thank you for your sports report.
Thank you.
This is a very Lern-centric day. You've just been really bringing us all up. You know, I was really dragging. Rafe is under the weather. We do have some tea now. And you just mentioned a little bit of Incubus love because they put out this new record, this new old record.
Yeah, this is a re-recording of Morning View, which came out in 2001. It dropped on Friday, and I'm so excited. And this was the first re-recorded song from that record that they put out.
Okay.
And so this is a new version of Echo. And I want you, even if you loved this song or hated it, listen to this full song. This is such an energy booster, and I think you're all going to love it.
Well, hopefully, I mean, I have an extra 4 minutes and 37 seconds, so let's just give it to Incubus and Lern's love for Incubus real quick before Headline Hooshe.
Love it.
What do you say? This is Incubus, Echo.
And it's Rizz. We are backstage at Point Fest, and say hi to POD. Hello, fellas.
Hello, hello. What's up?
I can hear him right now saying hello. Welcome back to St. Louis. Welcome back to Point Fest.
Yeah.
St. Louis. St. Louis, indeed.
In the house.
You like it here?
Oh, yeah. We've been coming here for many, many, many years.
Any?
I want to say a few decades. Yeah, it's been a while. For sure.
Any memories, special memories of St. Louis?
It is, but it's not a good one. We actually went to we were touring in a van back in the day, and we went to the movie theater by the train station. And it was like the only movie theater on the planet that's ever ran out of popcorn.
Really?
I don't even think they had popcorn. They didn't have popcorn.
They didn't have popcorn.
And
we
we were
had a
like,
theater
this is
with
how
no
St. Louis
popcorn.
does it, no popcorn? What's up with that?
Our radio station used to be down by that movie theater, by the train station, and somebody got axed to death in front of that theater.
Axed to death. See what I'm saying? Like, there's no good memories right there. You know what I mean?
And
popcorn, axed to death.
Popcorn, no popcorn, and axed to death. I think there actually is something a connection there.
Yeah.
But that theater right now is still empty. I think it's been empty for 15 years now.
Venue?
I think,
Come on. Wow.
I think
you know what the downfall of that theater was?
no popcorn.
Popcorn.
I think the poster for Dr. Dolittle 2 is still hanging
What a trip.
in that movie theater.
But all in all, you know what I mean? We've been coming to St. Louis for a long time. You know, Pops, we always play Pops.
Oh,
and
Pops
stuff
is
like
great.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
we love
Good time.
having you here. I mean, it's been a long time for POD doing your guys' thing. How have you survived all this time?
Wow. Well, you know, we take our vitamins.
Cardio.
Lots of water, cardio. No, actually, you know what? Just learning how to get along and you know, our friendships, you know, respect, and all the years of touring the world together. We're either on a bus, train, or an airplane together, and just respect, and like we're like brothers. We get along, and sometimes we don't, and learning to accept each other for who we are and stuff like that. I think that helps. I mean, there's not many bands that can actually say that the original core is together, and we are 27 years later.
It's a long time.
27 years, man.
27 years.
Yeah.
That is a long time.
I mean, we've done a few Ozfests.
I think we hold
at
the
this
record
venue here.
Yeah, we actually hold the record for playing in this parking lot. The main stage.
I believe you. How do you guys still stay motivated to play to play it live still, Youth of the Nation still, some of the really old stuff?
Well, people still come out to the shows worldwide. It's not just here in the States, and regardless if they speak English or not, they sing it, and it just makes a connection, man. And plus, I mean, there's no greater feeling than getting on stage and seeing a sea of people that you completely don't know on a personal level, connecting with the music that you created
and singing along.
Yeah, we're definitely a positive band too. So a lot of our music, I think, has definitely helped people get through some hard times. And a lot of times we get people come up to us and tell us how much our music may have inspired them to get off drugs or
and it
just
keeps
have a
on
better
and
life,
it keeps
you know
on
what I mean?
impacting like the youth. Like, so the parents now, like they love the message of our band, so they pass it on down to their kids. You know what I mean? Their kids grow up listening, and then it just keeps going. And going, you know what I mean? So
that's all. So it's a generational thing at this point.
To see that circle.
Yeah. It's a trip because at shows they'll ask how many people have seen us before, and you'll see hands go up. How many people haven't? And like half of the room has their hands in the air, and you're like, wow.
Just think about so 27 years. Just think the kids that were seeing you in the 90s are now growing up and are now bringing their kids to POD shows.
Yeah.
That's got to be a trip to even see that.
Yeah, it's a trip.
So what advice would you give to new bands? You know, what is the misconception of it about being a big band that the young bands would, man, you guys must get paid $1 gazillion and you know it's limos everywhere. And
there's definitely some peaks and valleys. And you just gotta weather the storm, man. I think people give up too quick sometimes on themselves and their music and everything else. I think you just gotta stay the course, man. I mean, stay true to what it is that you do and what you believe in, and just
Neato. Incubus Echo off their newest version of Morning View.
Yep.
Very cool. That was by Lern request, and we had an extra 4 minutes and 37 seconds of what do you know? That song hit it right.
That's wild.
On the nose.
Perfect.
And your Headline Hooshe is brought to you by
Mort's Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
Well, guys, a 64-year-old Georgia man named Willie Laguines was arrested for DUI. It's pretty obvious, actually. He was having trouble staying on the highway. The police actually saw him drinking from a beer can, and he was driving a lawnmower. Cops asked him what he was doing, and he said he went to a convenience store to get some more beer. He was just on his way home. He said it took him about 15 minutes to drive to the convenience store on the mower, and he was blitzed and just out of his brain. The cop said his breath smelled so bad like alcohol, and then he threw an empty beer can on the ground right in front of the cops. Willie was together enough to realize that he should not have been driving his lawnmower. He asked the deputies, quote, "Give me another chance. Give me another chance," because, quote, he had been in this situation previously. So he said, "Give me another chance. I've been in this situation previously."
I hope they did.
He said that he was hit by a car earlier this year while riding a lawnmower on the road. And yes, please cut him some slack. He didn't learn his lesson. He was drunk that time too.
Jeez.
He was arrested. He was charged for DUI and having an open container, plus hit with a low-speed vehicle violation. They really threw everything at this guy.
And do you know his yard? Not mowed.
Probably not.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Well, Georgia native Willie Laguines, you are today's Headline Hooshe. We'll be right back to wrap it up.
Hey, it's Jeff backstage at Wayback Point Fest in freaking living color. Look at those guys. They're right there. Thank you guys for taking the time to do this. Much appreciated. Let's get this out of the way. I have an amazing story about, and I just told this on the show. I do the morning show. I'm part of the morning show on The Point. A million years ago when you guys were on a tour opening with Rolling Stones. Yes. Or for Rolling Stones, whatever. Are they closed for you guys is the way I look at it. You guys did the stop at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Yes. 1990, whatever it was, or 80, whatever 89. It was. 89. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm 52. I'm right there. Okay. So my dad was a huge fan of the Rolling Stones, right?
It was 4 months. Now, if you just got out of the military, you're looking for a civilian job, or even just trying to figure out what to do next, Centric's got you. A lot of those skills you learned in the military will transfer to your new career in technology. Centric's classes also provide structure and a routine which lead to a successful learning environment. 30% of Centric students are veterans. There's also instructors at Centric who served. You'll find camaraderie and a sense of community over there. You can use your GI Bill or VA benefits to fund your education. It's so easy, and Centric has dedicated and knowledgeable staff members helping you through the entire process. They train people from all backgrounds with little to no IT experience. New programs starting all the time. Let's get going. It all starts with you going to centric.com/Rizz, CENTRIQ.com/Rizz.
Hey guys, it's Lux and Jacoby from Papa Roach.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'd like to say I'm doing
Well, I mean, I'm doing good. I'm just much rather be playing a rock show tonight.
I would much rather be watching you play a rock show. This is such a bummer.
I know, very much so. We just got the news like an hour ago, and I was like, I mean, what am I gonna do?
We did all we could.
I'm here to rock. I'm here to do my gig. You know what I'm saying? And it's Mother Nature is just not having it today.
But the good news is, outside of being here for Point Fest, you guys have a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
Pop Roach is killing it. I was on TikTok today. Huge fan of your TikTok.
What'd you see?
Well, I saw you reaching out to one of my favorite artists, Kay Flay, for.
Oh, yeah.
So I texted her that video this morning. I haven't heard back, but I did.
Oh, you know her?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she's
I absolutely did, and I sent her that video.
I love
so,
her,
like,
dude. I think she's awesome, man. Good energy, great artist, great live performer, great songwriter, great voice, just awesome. I'm a fan.
Well, good.
Obviously.
Then you're happy. I sent the text message and not like, oh.
Hey, let her know. If she ever want to collab, dude, let's do some.
Yay! So what was it like writing Ego Trip while you were all in quarantine? I know you guys kind of got together, had to get tested, do the whole thing.
Yeah. So we, the rug was pulled out from underneath us, and we were on tour out in Europe at the time. Came home, flew home, thought we were going to be home for a few weeks. A couple months goes by, and I'm settling in. I'm like, I didn't really realize I kind of needed a break in a way, and because we've been touring for 20 years straight pretty much. And then after that, I started.
TaylorSt.Louis.com. TaylorSt.Louis.com. That is the online home for David Taylor Ellisville. David Taylor Ellisville, a totally new, higher bar than any dealership you've ever dealt with before. David Taylor Ellisville has been under new management for about 2 years now, and they are absolutely incredible. From sales to service to auto body, they do have it all. And right now, go look at everything Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram on David Taylor Ellisville's website and on their lot out there on Manchester, because you can have anything there for employee pricing on the Jeeps, on the Wranglers, on the incredible, beautiful Cherokees, Grand Cherokees, the Rams that they have available, the Chrysler Pacificas. They've got some incredible Dodge Challengers and Chargers. I mean, you've never seen an inventory like you have at David Taylor Ellisville. Plus, they got the staff there that's just amazing. A pre-owned division that's incredible. A service department that can get you in within 3 business days, and an auto body, all on the same campus right there in Manchester. It's David Taylor Ellisville. Tell him Moon sent you. Employee pricing. Check them out, TaylorSt.Louis.com.
Hey guys, it's Lux and Jacoby from Pop Roach.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'd like to say I'm doing good. I'm just much rather be playing a rock show tonight.
I would much rather be watching you play a rock show. This is such a bummer.
I know, very much so. We just got the news like an hour ago, and I was like, I mean, what am I gonna do?
We did all we could.
I'm here to rock. I'm here to do my gig. You know what I'm saying? And it's Mother Nature is just not having it today.
But the good news is, outside of being here for Point Fest, you guys have a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
Pop Roach is killing it. I was on TikTok today. Huge fan of your TikTok.
What'd you see?
Well, I saw you reaching out to one of my favorite artists, Kay Flay, for.
Oh, yeah.
So I texted her that video this morning. I haven't heard back, but I did.
Oh, you know her?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she's
I absolutely did, and I sent her that video.
I love her, dude. I think she's awesome, man. Good energy, great artist, great live performer, great songwriter, great voice, just awesome. I'm a fan.
Well, good.
Obviously.
Then you're happy. I sent the text message and not like, oh.
Hey, let her know. If she ever want to collab, dude, let's do some.
Yay! So what was it like writing Ego Trip while you were all in quarantine? I know you guys kind of got together, had to get tested, do the whole thing.
Yeah. So we, the rug was pulled out from underneath us, and we were on tour out in Europe at the time. Came home, flew home, thought we were going to be home for a few weeks. A couple months goes by, and I'm settling in. I'm like, I didn't really realize I kind of needed a break in a way, and because we've been touring for 20 years straight pretty much. And then after that, I started to drive everybody in the house crazy, drive my wife crazy, the kids, they hadn't had dad home for this amount of time ever. And I was like, I got to create. So we hooked up with the boys. We all tested, did the deal. We brought a chef with us. We brought our engineers and our producers with us into this house. And we just locked in for a month and just bugged out and wrote music. And it was like a floodgate was opened up, honestly. Like we had been I guess, kind of waiting for a moment like this where we had paused and then had a moment to reflect on life and our lives and what had been happening in our lives for 20 years. And it just all culminated into this like moment creatively. And
Hey, I want you to save money on your car and your home insurance. You know, Allstate and my agent, Tracy Bibb, at the Bibb Agency, she's got some of the most competitive rates out there. Now, with Allstate and Tracy Bibb, you get that personal attention you get from your agent that you get nowhere else. Most people, and it's sad to say, have never met or even talked with their insurance agent. She's going to work with you to make sure you get the right type of coverage for when something happens, not if, but when something happens. We are all going to have a claim in our lifetime with either our car or our house, and when claims do arise, Tracy is going to make the claims process easy and quick. The Rizz family, we have all the policies through the Bibb Agency. The house, the cars, the life insurance, we have an umbrella policy. If you drive a motorcycle, if you have a boat, she'll insure those too. Get a hold of Tracy Bibb today for a non-committal quote. It's free and really it's easy. 314-328-4260. 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
It's a nerve-wracking day. What? You guys and Queens of the Stone Age. Back-to-back interviews. I'm already a high-strung person. Whew. I can't wait to have a beer when this is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
You don't need to worry about us.
Well, yeah, but I do, though, because, see, here's where the rub is with me and bands that I really like. If it's a band that I'm about, I can power right through. Mm-hmm. But then when it's a band that I really dig, then there's a bit of that fanboy stuff that starts popping out. And that's what I'm trying to control. So here, I'm bringing it down. I'm going to do my best professional interview as I.
You're doing very well so far.
Together we can all do this.
We can all do this. So I had the fortune of seeing you guys on Saturday. I was in Austin at ACL. Now I want to talk about this. I got to talk about this because I know you guys had troubles. I guess it was with pedals.
It was with cables and amps weren't turning on, basically. Yeah.
But from where I was standing and watching, from my vantage point, it was a flipping phenomenal show. Like, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh, thanks.
So when you are, a few days away from that, this kind of already answered my question with your facial expressions, but do you look back at that and go, whew, I can't wait for this weekend and us able to do it again? Or do you go back and go, you know what, this song was...
One of the 19,000 reviews for Anton's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Energy experts. Check them out online, antonshvac.com. These are the people that have they've been in the business in our area for 40-plus years, and they are dedicated to just world-class service and total indoor comfort. And you can tell that as soon as they're in your home. Whether you're having them do an energy audit to find out all the weak spots and inefficiencies of your home, or you're having them fix something or maybe even replace something like we have. We've had them fix a few things, do an energy audit, and we had them replace our furnace and a completely new water heater. And man, my review, 5-star, 6-star, 10-star out of 5-star. Anton's has really turned it around for our home. Our home is a little bit older, so it has a ton of inefficiencies, some of which we knew. We kind of knew how to fix, but Anton's was able to really be the professionals and tell us exactly how to have total indoor comfort. That's what they care about, and they can help you out. Help out your family by calling Anton's. Anton's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Energy experts. Go online. You can even chat with them online just to help get the process moving and book your appointment right now. AntonsHVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com.
Look at this, your dream home. You're renting right now. How about buying a home and building some equity? Look at you, an adult buying a house, maybe your first house. So listen, there are so many pitfalls out there. You could go with the big out-of-town bank where they treat you just like a number, or you could go with Kevin Putney, the local guy who treats you like a human being. 314-862-0123. He's gonna make the whole loan process simple and painless. It's easy. You call, you qualify, you close. 1, 2, 3, call, qualify, close. That's it. Kevin Putney's gonna find the mortgage that fits your needs. A loan is like a fingerprint. One fingerprint, one loan, specific to everyone. Make that call. The process is simple. 314-862-0123. Online at 123mortgage.com. I'm going to my house.
All right, first big summer show of 2018. We've got 30 Seconds to Mars and Wellesley Arms and Walk the Moon and K-Flay. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's really great to see you. I got to tell you this, though, kind of changing up the interview from where I thought I was going to go. I want to know about the fitness regime in which that you have, how you do it out there when it's 105 degrees, because I need to.
Okay, so we've just started something. We're calling it Witness the Fitness.
Okay.
It's good branding, right?
Right.
We're off to a good start. But basically, like with a tour like this too, we have a lot of downtime.
Sure.
So we're trying to take like times when we could do bad things and do good things.
Oh, very good. So you're just kind of keeping yourself busy, more or less.
Sort of.
But then also doing something very good for your mind and for your body as well.
Exactly, because I feel like one of the things, there's like a weird cycle that can happen on tour where you get locked into this like never changing like Groundhog Day thing.
Sure.
And this is a good way to disrupt that potentially damaging cycle.
Absolutely so. But I mean, and also too, though, I mean, you're kind of able again to do something for the body as well as.
Yeah, and it's good for the mind.
Yeah.
It's very good for the mind.
You don't do well with downtime, I'm assuming. Like as far as
Right.
like you get bored, probably super easy on
I
this.
do get pretty bored, yeah.
Well, what do you do like when you're not working, when you're not touring? I assume we've had this conversation before where I know you write a lot, where you're always doing something, but I would think downtime would almost be your enemy to a certain extent, just for you personally. You know what I mean? You probably don't dig it.
This is like a therapy session. Yes.
Yeah. I'm good at that.
I have trouble with quiet. So yeah, I'm working on that. I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, honestly, this last like couple of years has been pretty much work stuff.
Right.
Pretty relentlessly, which is, I mean, I also just like making music pretty fundamentally, so that feels like it's always worthwhile, even if it's not going to be a song for me, if I'm just like trying to get better at guitar and recording riffs in my bedroom or something like
Yeah.
that. But I listen to a lot of podcasts. I read a lot. I do a lot of crossword puzzles.
Yeah.
Big crossword puzzle fan.
I've turned to the crossword puzzle game here recently, which is because it's never sort of been my thing.
Okay.
But then my two youngest like really got into it as the school year went on. So I found myself like actually buying like a crossword puzzle book at the grocery store in the checkout. Now I'm only a couple in and I'm not very good at it, but it's a nice little challenge for the brain. You know what I mean? Like I find myself like actually probably using parts of my brain I wouldn't be using otherwise.
Yeah, we've been talking about this. Crossword puzzles are like an interesting skill, like a very specific skill. I was sort of like trained by my father to do them and be good at them. So I started doing like the New York Times Sunday puzzle, not like I needed help, but as a young kid. And you kind of learn like there's a language to crossword puzzles that you develop over time. So you kind of have to do them to be good at them. Like a lot of really smart people aren't that great at crossword puzzles if they haven't done a lot of them.
How young, like when you say you're doing this, like how young are you saying that you started doing it?
I mean, well, he was always doing them, so I was around them, but I probably started helping around like, 7 or 8 or something like that. I wasn't very good.
But still, I mean,
Yeah.
but to be able to be a part of that process and help in any way, shape, or form at 7 or 8 is pretty stinking impressive.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely so. I want to go back a little bit about the whole Grammy process, and I know you had a chance to talk to Lux about this, but I want to know, like, how do you find out about something like that? When you do find out, what are those first couple minutes like? And then I can imagine the calls that you're making after the fact have to be some of the most fun and exciting phone conversations and calls that you've ever made.
Yeah. Actually, Brandon, who's not pictured here, but he's standing in this room, he's off camera. He's here, though. You called me. At like what? Oh, well, he tried calling. Oh no, Lauren. Right. Okay. So I live with like one of my best college friends in LA in a house, and so she came into my room, and I'd just gotten off tour, so I was like trying to sleep in a little bit, or not even sleep in, just like sleep till 9 or something.
Right.
And she came into my room and was like knocking, and she's like, "I'm really sorry, like." You have to talk to Brand.
NinjaBling.com, your personal jeweler, family owned and operated for 40 plus years. You hear Rizz and I talk about the 15th floor private showroom, a private showroom, and that's just the beginning. That's the beginning of the process. You make an appointment. You go to the website, you make an appointment, you get buzzed in, and then you talk to them, and you find out, man, Rizz and Moon, they've been talking for years about Rolls-Royce for a reason. This is an experience. It's a total experience because this is a big purchase. Maybe it's a diamond ring. Maybe it's something for anniversary. Maybe it was a Mother's Day thing. Maybe, maybe you're looking at watches or whatever it may be, fine jewelry, pearls, gemstones, all of it. You realize that they're not working on commission. They're not trying to shake you down. They're trying to make sure that they have a relationship with you for your lifetime, because they really do care about this fine jewelry, about making sure that your experience was second to none and that you're thrilled for an entire lifetime with whatever piece you're going for. Moritz Rose Jewelry. It's where you get the jewels and not the shaft. Exclusive jeweler of the Rizzuto Show. Rizzuto Show. Check them out online at ninjabling.com. All right, that is it for today's Rizzuto Show. Yes, Rizz will be back with us later this week. He's in the Dominican Republic. Appreciate the trust. Appreciate you guys tuning in with us today. Scott, what is the podcast title today?
The dog always dies on this show.
The dog always does die on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Check out the podcast wherever you download podcasts. Make sure you subscribe, like it, even leave us a review. That helps us make the charts even further. And hit the little 3 dots and the copy link and send it to somebody that you know is probably not listening to the Rizzuto Show. Be a Rizz evangelist today.
Oh, yeah, and they don't have to live in St. Louis to listen.
That's right. That is your charge. Find somebody out of town, a friend, a relative, a grandma, whatever, and share the Rizz Show love with them. Let's get out of here celebrating the Team Rizz member of the day. Anybody got any other things to announce? We do have Point Fest pre-party coming up, Hot Shots Bridgeton, May 18th. That's this Saturday, 11 to 1. Then we'll all head over together to Point Fest. And then, of course, May 20th, the Impact Blood Drive with King Scott, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. going on over where at?
It's over at the First Community Realty out there in Chesterfield on
Awesome.
Airport Road.
Lern, what you got?
You know what? I want everybody to come out to see the 30th anniversary of The Crow. They're screening it on May 30th. It's a Thursday. I'm going to be at the DePere Theater. This isn't like a plug for, I'm going to just be there enjoying it. 7 p.m. show. Get your tickets.
Cool.
Let's go watch this iconic movie together in DePere.
Rafe, I hope you feel better. What you got going on?
Nothing. Get me the hell out of here.
All right. On that note, brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill, a Team Rizz member of the day, proud sponsor of St. Louis Battlehawks. Find all the cacaws at hotshotsnet.com. Misty Price from DeSoto, Missouri. Misty. And she wants to hear this song by the Foo Fighters. It's a bit more of a pick-me-up than yesterday's. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Toodaloo.
Will there be celebrity guests on this show? Who does number 2 work for? Have you ever wondered what your boss's bathroom routine is like? Well, me neither. But we might find out today whether we like it or not on the number 2 show.